Kevin Howden was motherfucking right.
You are now entering the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish redone whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 365Flicks podcast. This is episode 20 and tonight we are joined by some awesome guests. This is part 2 of the crossover with the, can we say cock and turd?
I don't know, can we say cock and turd? You kind of just did, so.
Because sometimes they like to go by that.
Guys, can we say cock and turd?
Anthony says it all the time.
I say it
It's
all
like
the
your
time.
default name for the show.
So
I say cock whenever possible.
So we are, like I said, we are joined by Imran and Anthony of the Jock And Nerd Podcast, a podcast that I have endorsed profusely over the months. I absolutely love these guys. They are fucking phenomenal, and we literally just did the first part. If you want to listen to that, go over to there. I'll let them pimp it in a second. But how cool is this?
This is so awesome.
This is awesome. And we got the best surprise ever, the surprise of the year. Imran decided he was going to bring in an actual celebrity. And he
That's right.
He called in RugBoy Bambino.
That's me.
RugBoy's like this awesome guy. I absolutely love this guy. I couldn't believe
Good
it.
day, sir.
Is that all it's going to be, RugBoy? You're going to give us some Cockney rhyming slang on our episode?
Yeah, Cheerios. And cornflakes.
I love cereal.
For you all.
We love cereal.
I
We're
just have
Americans.
to say, your intro, your music in the intro is way more epic than ours.
Dude, hey,
Way
first
better.
of all, that was new, wasn't
awesome.
it? That rock, dude, that's pretty
so
badass.
good.
Well done.
The-
so fucking good.
The guy who made our intro for us is called William Milne. He made the initial the Star Trek intro, which he made completely for us, which we couldn't believe. It was absolutely fantastic. And I asked him if he'd done like a Star Wars one, because we have some Star Wars news. So we asked him if he could do a Star Wars one, and he'd actually already done it for another podcast. And he said, just take it, just splice it in, and that was a new intro for us.
That was
Dude, he's
awesome.
playing the guitar on that? That guy's amazing.
He plays it all. He's absolutely
Holy
amazing.
crap, he can shred, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us here from our jockandnerd.com podcast crossover. This is like meeting pen pals. Like, we've been talking about each other for 6 months, and now we can finally get on. And I love that I was able to surprise you guys with RugBoys. I was so excited when I thought of that idea. I was like, I'm not even going to tell them, and I'm going to call in Rugsy at the right moment. And here we are, like all the way from the Chicago to the East Coast to Northumberland.
And wherever the hell RugBoy is.
And in the basement.
Brooklyn or whatever.
Yeah, he's, you know where he is. Rugs, how you doing today, by the way?
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to these guys.
I've literally been saying all week, haven't I?
We went up to the cinema to see The Martian during the week there, which was awesome.
Oh, nice.
And basically the whole way back, Kev was saying, I wonder if they're going to get RugBoy on. That would be so cool. He won't do it. He won't do it.
Hey,
How come you guys didn't work that out in the initial deal?
Yeah, you could have requested that. It didn't even occur to me until literally today. We're like, hey, let's surprise them with the RugBoy. But you could have requested that. He would have been more than happy.
We're just so happy to actually be doing this with you guys. I mean, we've been doing this a little bit longer than you guys. Like, we've been on for a year. Obviously, you've done a lot more than us, but I literally, when it comes to like every week, when it comes to refreshing the podcast, when it comes to refreshing episodes, Jock and Nerd's the first one I go to.
You flatter.
Wow.
Oh, that's so nice.
We don't think we're producing anything good, so
No,
we
this
flatter
is all, we're just making shit up as we go along. Yeah, we've been just doing this for like 6.5 months, and these guys are on a year. And I remember when we were like on the same episode number, and then I don't know what happened. I blinked, and we just put out episode 50. And I was like, how did that happen? But you guys go. I just want to plug that episode a little bit. jockandnerd.com/50 because it's very different from any of our other shows. It's not an interview show and it's not like a comic book review show. It's kind of like a project I had. I wanted to let's just say it's my tribute to the last of the old school comic book shops, in the country that are closing down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys, how the shops are over there, but I imagine they're like here where there's about a lot of toys and T-shirts and games, and then there's just comic books in the corner.
Pretty much like non-existent over here. They're just like Forbidden Planet sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I can't think of...
Yeah, comic book stores you don't see very much over here anymore, unless you go to like the big cities and search the back alleys.
How do you get the comics? You have to go to like Barnes and Nobles or whatever your equivalent is?
Pretty much, you've got to wait for the graphic or the trade back. You kind of,
Yeah, you do.
Well, and therein lies the problem. That's why these stores are shutting down. You can't just... This was an old school store. Nothing but comic books. Tons of back issues.
Well, I think it's also... They're not only shutting down because of that, but I think they're shutting down because people want their content now.
Yeah.
So you like to binge watch things.
Yeah,
like
we got spoiled with Netflix and everything.
With Netflix and all that. So you don't want to wait weekly. You want to watch. You want to read it all right away. You want to watch it all right away.
And you think people can't even wait a month now? Like that doesn't seem unreasonable for something that's drawn by hand and given a lot of care and art.
But if you just wait till the entire run is over, then read it all at once. It's much more. I don't know.
It's weird.
It's much more fulfilling.
We're a binging person.
We are, yeah. We've become.
It seems to be the way it's gone. Like it seems to be.
We're a bunch of assholes.
So before we actually crack on, you let us plug our podcast on your half. Tell us all about the Jock and Nerd, and then we'll crack on with the news and stuff.
All right, Anthony, take it.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Because you can't. Are you going to breathe?
I talk all the time.
That's true. You do.
Just
talk
do
a lot.
something, Anthony.
Busted.
Chris is my man.
You know what? You bust my chops on that episode so much.
That's right.
Your chops are getting busted.
There we go.
There we go.
Yay!
It's on now.
Jock And Nerd Podcast. We used to do weekly TV show reviews. We still do that. We have movie reviews. We talk we're comic book culture curators, as Imran likes to say, but now we've been doing weekly interviews, and we kind of just dive into a whole bunch of stuff. It's just basically Imran being really loud and talking a lot and talking over people, and me just not doing anything and saying stupid shit as well.
We do have something for everyone, though. We got great shows about Spider-Man. We have a show about the UFC. We've interviewed a lot of cool people, filmmakers, photographers, creatives. We talked to a guy who's worked at Saturday Night Live for 20 years. We interviewed Greg Wiseman, who created Gargoyles and produced Young Justice and the Spectacular Spider-Man. We got a show coming up. The maker of the documentary Drew, the man behind the poster, about awesome Drew Struzan. We have an interview with Eric Sharkey, who I went to school with. That's coming up, and we got a lot of cool things planned. So just go to jockandnerd.com. That's really all you need to know. All the fun stuff is there. We got live shows on Blab. It's just great. It's just silly wackiness.
You couldn't. You should have just done the intro. You knew you couldn't.
I took over.
You asshole.
I was like, shut up, John.
How did that happen?
Seamless trick. See how I worked that in? Nobody even noticed. I was like, hey, wait, now the other guy's talking. How'd that happen?
So do you just get Jock and like start it off and then you take over the grunt work and you look awesome?
Exactly. Well, the thing is, Imran gets like really excited. Even if someone has a point that they want to make, Imran will just jump in. Even though he's not trying to cut you off, he just gets so goddamn excited that he wants to start talking. Like,
me getting excited has gotten us guests and exposure, though.
Right.
Like,
no, I'm not saying it's a bad
people
thing.
love. But really, I have Anthony here and RugBoy for the girls to pull the girls in. That's why.
That's right, baby.
That's basically our show. Imran couldn't have said it better, and we're more than happy to be on your show. We actually like your shit a lot. So,
and we're both on the Tangent Bound Network, which is also cool.
We're
finally,
we're on the tangent. But I mean, this has been a long time coming. I just want to say to the listeners, just do yourselves a favor, go and listen to it. Especially listen to that Daredevil episode, even though I haven't. And will we just crack on with the news?
Yeah, let's go to the news.
We don't have any like music like you guys.
Do you have any episodes that you really like?
Episodes
that stand out to you?
I quite like the comic book one about the store and that, because we don't have that. And I said in the I think it was Twitter or Facebook, I mentioned it to you that I had actually been waiting for that because you've been plugging it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just don't have that culture anymore. We lost our video stores years back. We don't seem to have comic book stores. So I like that. There's like quite nostalgia kind of feels to it.
Dude, I'm glad. That was episode 50. You guys can check that out. I'm really happy to hear you say that, because that was the one I was like the most nervous about out of all these shows. Like, it was almost like so weirdly personal to me. The whole show is my baby,
but that specifically was like a baby within a baby.
It's interesting that
it was an ingrown baby.
It's very weirdly personal to you, and I'm not like taking a dig at you. But,
I know what you're gonna say,
but you never went to that.
I never went to that conference.
You never went there, but you had like this affinity for it.
I think that's kind of a cool wake-up call, though, because you're, like, used to seeing something, and you're like, oh, that shit's gone, gonna be gone. Exactly. And you're like, and you're right there. Finally, you have a medium that you can actually get interviews and find out about it and report it and share it with anybody else. If you were just a guy in the street, you would just pass by and not think to do that. So I think that's cool that you recognize that opportunity.
That's all it was. It was a story that was very interesting, something that was dying out, an experience that was going to be extinct, and part of Chicago history in that I'd seen on the outside of the store, there's these illustrations on the corner. Everybody can see them. Everybody knows them. I'd seen them there my whole life. The store's been there for 41 years. And now they're not going to be there, man. Like, it's just a sign of the times changing. Like you said, there's no more video stores.
And you want to know about something else about that? Just not to drag this out even longer, but that's like an old school store. Like, that shit is like only for people who fucking read comics. And if you go to a modern comic book store, it's like Marvel Mania, like Disneyfied everything.
Yeah.
It's all like to appeal to a mass market. Like, that store was so dingy and fucking wood paneling. There was nothing for you except comics. So it's not for like anybody but a real fan.
So I'm guessing there was no Magic of the Gathering cluttering up the walls.
No.
Not at that place.
Not at that place, for sure.
My favorite episode, by the way, your episode about Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man stories that you did.
Oh, and that was like, you prompted that episode.
Yeah. Was that the one with
is that why you liked it?
Oh, yeah, that was so cool.
That was great. It was great content. Like, you asked for a list and for 15 seconds, and I was like,
here's
a whole goddamn episode.
Yeah, because you did the thing, didn't you, when you were like, 15 seconds, fuck that shit.
I can't just talk about Spider-Man for 15 seconds.
If you just prompt Imran with anything Spider-Man, it's a fucking rant that I'm just going to have to sit through, because it's just...
I like that. I'm glad you like that one. I like that episode, too. That was fun. Peter Kendall is cool.
But at the same time, you deal with mostly comic books and nerdy stuff and all that, but not for nothing, but Anthony, your episode about the UFC... The big show card.
Oh, thanks,
that was a good episode as well. It was nice to hear you do something a little bit different.
The idea behind that, too, was I thought it was almost going to be a parody show, because we've been doing comics for so long that I was like, hey, Ron, what if we did a sports show?
Yeah, just
like
to throw people
Jock
off.
Show, just to throw people off.
What about the Godzilla show? You were very heavy in that one, too.
Yeah. But that's still like nerdy, kind of. Not as much, not as sporty. Like the UFC one was straight out of left field.
We'll have to do another one like that.
One day, if there's a big card, we'll do it.
It's mostly nerd shit, but once in a while we squeeze in.
It's more the like a jock's opinion on things and a nerd's opinion on things.
It's two different perspectives, so I think it works well.
Right.
And also, every episode of RugBoy.
Oh, of course.
Wow, thanks.
When RugBoy first came on, I was sat there, like, I was literally thinking, who the hell is this? Like, what the hell is going on here? As the episodes went on, I was sat there like, oh, this guy just brings a whole different dynamic, you know?
Do you need to explain RugBoy to your listeners at all?
RugBoy's this awesomely cool homeless guy who lives in a basement, who is a felty.
He's a felty.
Because I don't want him putting that gun in his mouth again.
Yeah, Kev called him a puppet earlier on, and he just about shot himself, so...
But we didn't know he was a felty until just very recently.
Kevin, what are you drinking, by the way?
It's a vodka and coke, mate.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
A very, very, very strong vodka and coke.
What time you guys at over there right now?
We're
10 past 10.
10
it's on the computer right there in front of you.
Yeah, it's on the computer. it's too blurry to read, man. It's too blurry to read.
I'm having a cider drink.
Cider, wow.
Yeah, Dixon cider. No, I'm sorry.
Dixon cider.
Oh, you fucked up the joke again. It's Dickens cider. Dickens cider. You get it?
Dixon cider.
No, Dixon cider.
No, it's Dickens cider. Because then you're like, what I love after a long day at work is to come home and have a nice Dickens cider. I love Dickens cider in the can. I love Dickens cider when I wake up in the morning.
It's not Dixon, though?
The joke is that Dickens...
I get it.
You
You're
have
saying
to explain
Dixon as in multiple dicks.
This is what happens on the show every time.
I guess Dixon cider would also work, but I'm a purist. I'm going to stay with Dickens cider.
You'll notice when you go to the Jock And Nerd website and listen to the first part, there was no Dixon cider. They saved that shit for us.
No, there wasn't. We were talking about that in between shows, and good callback, RugBoy.
Nice.
Before you saw the puppet, or what you think is a puppet, what did you think it was? Just like a homeless dude?
Just a homeless
dude.
A
regular guy? Like, was I fat? Was I skinny? What was I?
I think pretty much just a human version of what your puppet looks like.
Yeah, see?
But maybe with a bit of dog poo on your on your cheek.
I have dog poo on me.
It's very accurate.
Maybe just sitting in your own piss kind of thing. I don't know.
Brush my hair with it.
That's dead on. That's dead on. Exactly what he is.
But I remember way back in the day when RugBoy, I think it was the very first episode, and I knew this guy was a keeper because literally he went and had a shit in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, that was the very first episode that you sold me on.
Yeah,
because you told me that Jock and Nerd are awesome, but they're going to spoil the shows. If they give spoilers, obviously, you're not going to ruin them. So it took me ages to listen to them because I was catching up with my shows.
Ruined,
but the very first episode I listened to was the one with that one that you talked about.
RugBoy using the lavvy.
Yeah.
Which was just a classy move.
I was sick after that one as well. So.
We appreciate
Thanks
that.
you guys so much for listening.
It's like that though for you guys. Like,
I can't wait.
We can't wait for your episodes, and we always get a kick out of Imran. Will run. We work together, so Imran will run to my desk and he'll be like, "They talked about us again in this part, and he'll pass out because he's so goddamn excited. He's not breathing. They talked about it 3 and then 45 minutes,
and then I just collapse and fall over right in the hallway.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
But if you guys want, episode 13 of our show was the first RugBoy, and still to this day, I think it's one of my favorite. I was crying laughing during the show, and it's a great episode.
RugBoy, it's awesome to meet you, Anthony Imran.
Likewise.
It's amazing to finally get you on the show, and it's a conversation we've been having for so long.
Yeah.
And it was about time.
Well, I hope you weren't disappointed.
Trust me, we are not disappointed with this.
They were looking forward to this.
We're happy to be on someone else's show where me and Imran aren't kind of running it, and we kind of just follow what you guys do, and we're happy to do that.
Technically, we don't run things.
No, it just kind of happens, which is great.
We have an idea, and then...
One of you is British, one's Scottish, right?
Yeah.
Who's Scottish?
I'm Scottish.
Got it.
You should be able to tell by the accent, motherfucker.
I can't.
Chris is Scottish, so he's more like, Hootsman and Okay the New and all that.
That's exactly how I speak,
Yeah, your dad keeps telling me off my Scottish accent. So.
You think Sean Connery?
He doesn't sound like Sean.
He's Welsh, isn't he?
Is that
Look at this asshole making fun of me, and he goes, Sean Connery. Scottish. Ass.
Let's jump into the 365 news. We don't have a bumper, so we'll just jump right in. Chris, what do you have?
Yeah, let's talk about the news then. We spoke about on the Jock and Nerd crossover episode, we spoke about DC quite a lot. One of the bits of DC news that I noticed was, we all know that Michael Shannon is going to be back in Batman vs. Superman. Apparently, it's as a ghost.
Don't spoil Batman Superman.
Do we think that means that there's no Doomsday after all? Or what do we think?
Maybe they're going to use his DNA.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, is that they're going to use Doomsday's DNA and splice it with other shit.
That's the way they seem to be going.
Not Doomsday, Zod's, I'm sorry.
See, I don't want to see Doomsday in that movie at all. There's already too much in it.
Yeah, you want to build them up for the Justice League kind of movie. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Michael Shannon played that role so well, so they want to have him as a ghost.
Like an apparition, kind of like
is
an
it going to be like Russell Crowe's ghost?
We saw him in the trailer on the bed. They had the nurses and shit. That's not a ghost. That's like a
that's an actual person.
Yeah, he's going to be in it apart from that, though.
Really?
He's not just going to be on a bed the whole fucking movie.
Well, how are they going to have him in as a ghost, though?
I think however they use him, whatever part of him they use and they infuse into whatever, maybe he shows up as like the conscience of this being, like an apparition, like Obi-Wan kind of thing.
I was just going to say they're going to Obi-Wan him.
Ooh. I think they're going to Obi-Wan the motherfucker. That's what's going to
happen. But how does that fit in with the way that the movie goes? It doesn't have that established. There's no ghosts in fucking...
Maybe it's a thing where he's sort of...
His conscience.
It could be hallucination.
Maybe in Clark's head, because Clark's all fucked up because he broke his neck and all. So maybe he's kind of imagining him being there saying, "Oh, you broke my neck, you bastard," that kind of thing. Maybe not those words, but
I'm more curious to see how Doomsday is going to look. Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be
Is Doomsday in this?
Yeah,
do we know for sure? Does anybody know for sure?
Yeah,
it's going to be the Hulk with stuff's bones.
With bones pointing out of him.
It's been rumored from the very start, but no, I don't want to see Doomsday in this film. I want to save him.
There's so much going on then.
Yeah.
Then, like, what story?
But the thing is who's the villain that's going to unite Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to fight someone? It's not Lex Luthor. Like Lex Luthor's not physical presence like that.
I fucking forgot Lex is even in this movie. There's so many goddamn pieces to this movie.
But when you watch the trailer, it very much looks like Lex is going to be kind of manipulating just about everyone in the movie. So I don't know, maybe he is the one that brings them all together because they're like, fuck you, we're not going to be brainwashed by you.
What do you guys make of Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor?
Oh, that's a good one.
Very curious casting.
I like it.
I mean, you know what? After the trailer, I'm completely sold.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
He's a good actor. He's a really good actor. I have faith in him. That
it's a totally different approach.
It's a different approach. I do want to see him bald, and I guess we will see him bald at some point. Also,
there is an image. There'll be an
incident.
Yeah, they've got the poster with him bald. Yeah, I mean that wig was a bit off-putting, if I'm honest. But then
I need to see more of his performance from the trailer. I was like, it got me intrigued, but I wasn't sold on it. I need to see more.
I was the same as Chris when the trailer dropped. Chris kind of turned around and he texted me and he was like, "The red capes are coming."
Yeah.
The red capes are coming.
See, my worry was he was just going to be playing Mark Zuckerberg again.
Yeah.
But from that, I didn't get that from the trailer.
Or any other Jesse Eisenberg character.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a weird take because you normally think of Lex Luthor as being this guy who would have been this like strapping, cool dude if he didn't lose his hair. This is a more of a meek, like whispery type of a mousy Lex Luthor.
Very mousy.
It's like a guy that grew up working in like the Silicon Valley, like working for Google. Or
it is
like
as if Mark Zuckerberg was Lex Luthor a little bit, because even in the movie, I believe that he's like if you look at this marketing that they've been doing with the there's an OS and there's like LexCorp OS, like he is a hacker. He is a tech guy in this universe. So it's very much Mark Zuckerberg being Lex Luthor in that way.
I want to see what Eisenberg does.
I need to see more. I'm not sold on the trailer. I'm not against it. I just want to see how they.
I do love how at Comic-Con they LexCorp provided the free Wi-Fi at the New York Comic-Con. They were giving out
that was cool.
hard drives with like, and they're so if you go on this viral site, they're kind of like the Dark Knight Batman Chris Nolan trilogy had a really good viral marketing. They're kind of killing it with this too. They're talking about this OS that will track everything that you can install LexCorp OS and kind of going that route with it, which is kind of fun.
When the movie comes out, when Batman vs Superman drops, and Anthony goes to see it at the cinema and absolutely loves it. Can we get him back on so he can say, "Kev, you're right. Zack Snyder is a fucking god."
Yeah, if I end up liking it, regardless, I'll be back on.
No, not if you end up liking it. When you like it, when he comes out and he goes, "Damn, Affleck's the bomb in Batman vs Superman."
Hey, I'm willing to. If I'm wrong about something, I'm willing to admit it. So if it ends up when I like it. I was wrong.
Listen, I would like both of us to see this movie and walk out, and the first words for us to say is, Kevin Haldon was motherfucking right.
As I always am.
I hope that happens.
As I always am.
Yeah, don't say that to him.
I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong. And by the way,
I will find something not to like.
I want to establish I'm not a DC hater.
No.
Yeah, Zack Snyder hater.
Zack Snyder hater.
But how can you hate Zack Snyder? We've covered this.
Move on. What's your bit of news, Kev?
So
of this crossover.
I wanted to go from you hating Zack Snyder. I wanted to go something that I really. I want to bring back, you know how we used to do the go fuck yourself section?
Yep.
I want to bring it back for an episode, and I think this is the perfect episode. So I want to say big go fuck yourself to Bruce Willis. What are you doing bringing out Die Hard Oranges?
Oh my God!
You know,
and he's bookended himself into the movie. Like Bruce Willis has to be in every Die Hard movie.
But why
even if it's not about him.
Did the last episode we did the 365 cut, which is why I'm bringing this up.
I love that. These guys, can I just explain? If you guys didn't listen, they made a crossover between Die Hard and 24. It was awesome. I want to see that.
That was one of the favorite things that I've done.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, that was cool.
I really want to see that movie that you guys put.
I know.
And that was all Chris's script. That was all his. He just couldn't talk to it. He couldn't read it
out.
No,
I just lost the ability to speak.
Yeah, he kind of had AIDS in the mouth.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Nice.
A lot like RugBoy. RugBoy has that every day.
I have AIDS of a lot of things.
I can tell by the teeth.
Yeah, the teeth do look a bit AIDSy.
I just want to throw out there, like the whole Bruce Willis, the whole Die Hard. We all know Bruce Willis he's a massive asshole now. Do we want to see another Die Hard?
No. Here's the thing about Die Hard that made the original Die Hard great. Is that it's just a regular guy that gets caught up in a terrorist situation and ends up doing something awesome.
Yeah.
He's just a guy. He's an everyman guy that ended up getting in a situation where he's like, oh, fuck. If you create an origin for this guy, like, and he's been having these adventures all up to this point, that ruins his character.
They're doing the same. They're pulling a Star Trek, a Terminator Genesis on this, where Bruce Willis will be like, remember my first Die Hard? And then it'll be flashbacks to the first Die Hard. But that wasn't the first Die Hard. The first movie was his first Die Hard.
Yeah, his character, if they're going to do an origin that like is actually legit for Bruce Willis, it'd be like normal cop stuff every day.
Yeah.
He was a regular guy coming up to this.
Plus, if this kid, whoever plays him in this reboot, is really good, Bruce is out of this fucking sequel.
It'll just be a movie about a shitty marriage.
Yeah.
And he has to like, there's no like hostage situation. He just has to try to not get caught cheating on his wife.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a proper origin for him, but that's not like watchable.
It's like really Die Hard. Like he wants to fucking die.
Just
with his
like slapping his whiny little son around.
I mean, what do you guys think of it? I mean, you're obviously saying go fuck yourself, but what do you guys?
Yeah, I'm on go fuck yourself as well.
It's a section that we used to do on the podcast. We haven't really done it for a couple of episodes. As soon as I read this and I saw Die Hard, I wasn't disgusted at the thought of another Die Hard, but as soon as it said Origins Year One, like they're throwing Die Hard Year One around.
Is that what the title is?
Yeah,
Year One. Oh, fuck that.
God, can someone think of an original thing to do nowadays? Why is this happening to every franchise?
Goddamn Die Hard 24/7.
Die Hard 24/7.
Yeah, that's a way better idea than this fucking horse shit.
Get Jack
idea.
Bauer all up in there, new Hans Gruber, you know.
I love 24. I would love to see that movie, man.
We did.
One of the other guys that we like to hurl abuse at, History of Bad Ideas. If you haven't listened to these guys,
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Don't. They're not very good. But they were talking about that in their last episode, and they said the first movie is the fucking origin.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, they were saying that it's going to be set in 1979. It's going to be how he got the ability to not experience fear or whatever the fuck. No,
it's going to be
that doesn't
Blue
make
Bloods.
any sense.
It's going to be a 2-hour Blue Bloods
because
episode.
well,
Oh yeah,
I could cope with 2-hour Blue Bloods. Anyway,
it's a good show. I've never watched it. I've heard it's good.
it's good. Yeah.
Donnie Wahlberg is young. No, he's about the same age as Bruce Willis, isn't he?
I refuse to watch it because Tom Selleck doesn't have a mustache in that show.
He does.
He does.
Oh, he does? Okay.
He does.
then.
Yeah.
He's
You're like
I thought he
5
had shaved
seasons
the
behind
mustache.
because you didn't notice the mustache. Jesus.
Didn't they launch the show without the mustache?
No, I wouldn't have watched that if he didn't have a mustache.
Why watch Tom Selleck if he doesn't have a mustache?
Yeah, it's like watching, whatever. Like Pamela Anderson without her tits.
I was going to say that.
I knew he was going sexual right away.
No, I knew it was going to be
That
specifically
one?
Pamela Anderson.
Ruggs is a big Pam Anderson guy.
Get off your high horse, Bruce. You're going to phone it in anyway, so just leave
Yeah.
it. Just leave it. No more diehards, please. Unless you're
Can I
throwing
tell
Jack
you-
Bauer in there.
One experience, the only time I've ever turned a movie off, like the quickest time, the adaptation of Kurt Vonnegut's book Breakfast of Champions with Bruce Willis. That movie was so bad that like 5 minutes in, I was like, no, I can't. I love the book. I love Kurt Vonnegut. I don't know what that was.
I was just waiting for somebody to eat Wheaties the whole time.
Yeah, it was. There was no Wheaties, and it was horrible.
Have you guys seen that Bruce Willis movie where it's basically like a porno?
Whoa.
Oh, Color of Night. Yes, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah.
That was that right away.
Oh my
And
god,
the girl that was in that was so hot.
she was real.
Really?
Yeah,
Her name is Jane March. She's English, I believe. Yeah, check that out on fucking IMDb.
it's a weird fucking. She's got like multiple personality disorder or something, and Bruce Willis fucks the shit out of her multiple times in this movie.
Nice.
It's a weird movie though for sure.
I don't watch the movie. I just watch certain parts.
Dude, his career is crazy because then there's Hudson Hawk, which is like widely known as like the worst movie ever.
Nah.
Kevin has a history of loving shitty movies.
Yeah.
You know what, man? Like Anthony, you're 100% right. If it's a bad movie in other people's books, it's all mine.
I love that.
Yeah, because we
No,
had this.
Kev is what we call an awkward bastard. So if people are saying, nah, that's a load of shite, I love that movie.
I think we use the same term in this country.
So you're just being devil's advocate.
No. The thing is, I worked in a video shop for 4 years.
All right.
And when you work in a video shop for 4 years, you will literally watch every movie on the rack. Yeah, that's where my taste in crap movies came in. Like, I was watching everything and anything. It still wouldn't bring me to watch Sharknado necessarily.
So you like Fantastic Four, but you wouldn't watch Sharknado?
Yeah, why are you going to draw the line to Sharknado? Like, that's just...
I like when they go they rub each other.
Because I'm the same as Brigger on History of Bad Ideas. 2 words, Tara Reid. Not doing it.
Those movies are great.
Because I noticed this when we were talking on, we were discussing via Facebook Messenger about shitty movies, and I brought up Legend of Chun-Li.
Yeah, right.
And Kevin is like, "This is a good movie." I'm like, "Are you fucking?"
I love
insane?
how he appreciates these bad movies.
It's not a good movie, but it's not necessarily a bad movie either. It's a watchable movie. It's all right.
I would rather watch Dead or Alive, the other video game movie.
You're only watching that for the women, to be fair.
Yeah, there's one scene, if I allow me to be perverted, where they're fighting in the rain or something, and there's just the wet t-shirt contest all over the place.
Just like the video game.
I'm all about it.
Just chicks in bikinis kicking the crap out of each other. It's great.
That's what it was.
That's great.
That's what I wanted to see, and that's what they gave me. And Jamie Presley in her prime. Now, does anybody think that Jamie Presley looks like Margot Robbie at all?
Very
a little
much
bit,
so.
yeah. Very much so. Yeah, that's good. I never noticed that.
The first time I ever watched Wolf of Wall Street, I thought that was her.
Ah.
If I'm honest with you.
So it's not just
me. Who you go on about?
Jamie Presley, she was in like My Name is Earl and all that. She played the wife.
Yeah. She's older though than Robbie, isn't she?
I think she
way
is.
Way.
I'm crap at remembering names.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's one for you, Anthony.
Right.
King Kong versus Godzilla in 2020.
Woo!
What do you think of this?
I don't know how they're gonna pull it off because King Kong is way small and Godzilla is way huge. But
Time warp.
However they pull it off, I'm pretty excited. I mean, I thought King Kong was good. I thought Godzilla was solid.
We're getting a prequel King Kong movie.
Yeah, it's weird though how they're doing the prequel.
What's it called?
But then
Skull
they're gonna-
Island.
Skull Island is a prequel.
Right.
Yeah.
to King
And
Kong.
then Godzilla 2,
Is a
and then
sequel.
the team up
And
or
then
versus.
versus.
I already gave my opinion on this
Yeah, Rugs.
way back, but I'm thinking since Skull Island is a prequel to King Kong,
Yeah.
you're not going to fight baby King Kong, all right? So I think Skull Island is going to be about another Kong, maybe the predecessor to King Kong or something. And when we watched the original King Kong, there was a lot of Kong skulls all around and Kong bones. So there could be maybe King Kong that came to America was a small Kong.
Oh, that's
maybe like his father was huge, and maybe Godzilla when he's young he's a little smaller, and they kind of are a little bit more on the same wavelength. Maybe they're not the same size, but the size differential isn't as much. There you go.
Well, and there's the thing. Somebody said that imagine like King Kong riding Godzilla. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
What do you guys
I would
think
watch
of
it. I would watch that. You know, I did like. I like the.
You need some convincing.
Yeah, the Godzilla movie. You know, the last one. It was all right. It was better than the Matthew Broderick one.
It was terrible.
Shut the fuck up.
The Matthew Broderick
okay.
one was way better.
Oh my God, Kevin. You're the one that likes the 98 Godzilla.
He's the one
I
that
actually
likes
do,
the-
yeah. Until you get to the Madison Square Garden bit at the end, it's a pretty standout movie. I quite like it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the worst movie ever made.
Chris,
I love Godzilla.
How can you sit next
I
to
like
the-
How can
trying
you
to
sit
like
next to that man?
Because that's why it works, Anthony. No, like I quite like Jean Reno's pretty cool in it when he does the John Wayne impression. You know,
You're gonna hate that on Jean Reno on the coffee jokes.
I would like to because I like Jean Reno.
Yeah, you did mention that that was a big part of why you liked the movie.
If you're a good enough actor and I like it, I'm gonna like any piece of shit you're in. So
I don't even want to argue about 98 Godzilla because
that's cool. That's cool.
it's so bad.
But this is going to be Peter Jackson Godzilla universe in this.
I
Is
don't
it
think
though?
Peter Jackson's really all that involved.
But that's the same. Is that the same universe in Skull Island?
Well, I think
Yeah.
why not? There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
It's Peter Jackson King Kong.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Gareth Edwards Godzilla. I don't know.
Now they're probably gonna redesign Kong a little bit.
So
They
when
gotta
they
make
do
a
Skull Island, Peter Jackson's King Kong is canon.
I would say so. Yeah,
That's what. That's the question.
Yeah, I
think it
believe
is.
so. Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as Billy Elliott's in it again, I'm all right.
Who's the kid that played Billy Elliot?
Jamie Bell.
Oh, he
Billy
played Billy Elliot.
He was in that awesome
Right.
movie, The Fantastic Four.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that guy.
That guy played the thing. Yeah.
He was the
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
We
No,
won't.
Billy Elliot was the thing. Think about
I
that.
didn't
For
know
a
he was
second.
in that movie.
Just think
we
about
won't.
that for a
We
second.
won't go there because that could be a whole episode.
On you go. What's your
So
next bit of
I
news?
want to move on because the reason I spliced up the intro a little bit with the Star Wars intro coming in there is because we have got 55 days, 23 hours, 11 minutes, and 52 seconds
Damn.
until we get to see it.
Do you guys have your tickets already?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, how did everybody? This movie's already made millions of dollars. It's not even out yet.
Yeah, it's made. I had it written down. $6.5 million already.
It's crazy.
In pre-sale.
What other movies have ever done that?
None.
That's why I brought it up. The news is that it's in pre-sale tickets alone. It's already outstripped the previous record holder, which was the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And it's sold 8 times more.
Yeah.
8
Well,
times.
it's Star Wars, it will do.
It's fucking Star
It's
Wars.
huge. But you're right, like the record was at like 1 million, maybe?
Yeah.
Man, it blew past that record.
Yeah,
And I think it's going to continue to drop records in the next 55 days. You're going to see lots of records.
I remember you brought that point up on one of the episodes recently that somebody had done all the maths and said that it was impossible to outstrip Jurassic World. I think the pre-sale tickets alone, we know it's going to outstrip Jurassic World.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I know that article you're talking about, and I think they were talking about calendar year, and the thing that
that's what it was.
that
It's the
it comes
calendar
out
year.
in December.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, so
whatever,
it
calendar
doesn't
year
matter.
it doesn't fucking matter. This movie's gonna make billions and billions of dollars. That's all that matters.
It's going to be...
At the end of the day, it's going to make more money with or without the calendar year.
Yep.
Oh, God, it's just going to be amazing. We have actually paid £24, which, what's that in American dollars?
That's like double. It's almost double.
$1 million.
We
It might as well be.
You guys are rich motherfuckers.
Yeah,
we
that's
paid
expensive for a ticket.
£24 because we want to sit in the seats with the button. You press the button and a waiter comes to you.
What?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in our cinemas we have gallery seats. You have premiere seats and then you have gallery seats. And the gallery seats are in like a screen of their own with like I think it's like 25 seats.
Mm-hmm.
And basically on the way in there's like a nice bar. You go in, you get your drinks and all that. You sit in your seat, and when you need replenished, you press your button and Jeeves comes up.
I'm still hoping for them to be dressed as Princess Leia in the gold bikini, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
obviously.
that would
I
be
mean,
great.
if we don't get that, I'm leaving.
Except we're seeing it in Newcastle, so it'd probably be like a
Oh, nah, you don't want a Geordie girl.
Tubby
coming-
McFat
nah.
fuck kind of
Yeah.
thing.
You know what?
I know.
I tell you what, like listeners in America, you guys have no idea. I've been to Leeds, and it was like I had family in Leeds, and I've been to the UK a long time ago. And I remember even back then, this was like the 90s, late 80s. Their theaters are way better than our theaters.
Oh, yeah.
Like you guys get like the sweet caramel popcorn and like salty popcorn, and you can pick your seats.
We just pressed a button and beer.
Pressed
Where's
the
our
button, and
drinks?
My wife came in and brought us drinks. That was very nice.
Where's our
Just
drinks?
like over there. So I'm jealous of your theaters. We just now have like reserved. I'll tell you what though. We just now have reserved seatings. We go to.
Whoa.
We can reserve seatings, and this one
What, you
theater.
just
is
yeah, we're
got
just
this?
getting that now.
well,
Shit.
That's a big beer.
You literally just getting that now.
we're getting it. No, but look at him drinking a beer. No, these seats you can recline all the way back, and there's like a tray table, like in an airplane.
I think we're still though behind in terms of like the full service.
Yes.
It's coming to
Yes.
the American theaters, and I think it's necessary because people
Nobody's going.
You want people. You
Yeah.
want to incentivize people to go to a theater, but it's
they're-
coming.
and they're
yeah,
relying
what
on
you're
they're
talking about.
relying on IMAX numbers to bring people back
IMAX
in
is
3D.
huge.
But that's just a like kind of
It's
a
a
gimmick.
gimmick. Yeah. The 3D stuff is especially.
You need to make the experience special to bring people back.
IMAX is a gimmick?
no IMAX or 3D.
The 3D.
Oh,
Ah,
okay,
right. I was gonna say.
I
come on,
corrected him.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that.
I meant 3D.
Yeah, Kev just looked at me. They're like, I'm going to fucking hang up on these bastards.
No, IMAX is an amazing experience, but it is something that will bring me back to the theater because really, there's no reason for me to go sit with a bunch of random assholes.
The
and watch a
reserve
movie.
seating is huge for me.
Yeah.
'Cause I hate having to wait in line to
Oh,
like,
that's
like
a
get there
total
early.
godsend.
Yeah.
That is an absolute godsend.
If I see IMAX, I got to sit in the back.
Yo, for sure.
Yeah. The worst is IMAX and you get nothing but front row seats. Who the fuck sits down there?
I've
dude?
made the mistake of doing that a couple
No,
times.
you
I
can't.
actually, when I saw The Dark Knight in the cinema, we saw it in IMAX, and there were no more seats left, so we had to sit down in the front.
Right in the nosebleeds.
And I felt sick.
Start my
I felt sick as a dog.
Yeah,
I
right?
had the same thing happen
I
to me.
told you. Same movie?
Same movie.
Oh my god, this
Same
is weird.
fucking movie.
Listen,
Yeah, those are the shitty seats right
that
there. The
should
front.
not be allowed because you need to see a doctor afterwards. Like that is bad for your health, like literally.
I remember watching again Avengers Age of Ultron. I got the shitty seats because my friend is an idiot and bought the reserve seats in the front row
Oh.
thinking it was the back row.
Oh,
So I ended up taking those seats, and I'm like, after the movie, I had a legit like headache.
You have
Like,
to-
I was like, my eyes were hurting like watching the movie. I
you
was
need to
this
like
is
see a
impossible.
chiropractor or like an acupuncture dude after that.
It's just terrible. Those seats should never even exist.
No, they should
On
just
the,
take out that.
on the flip to that, I went to see it was Transformers, the third one, The Dark of the Moon,
Ugh.
and it was in 3D. You know
Your
how
favorite movie of all time, probably, right?
Fuck off. you know how you're saying like 3D being a fad and all that and being a gimmick and all that? I think it is a gimmick. But if you're sitting IMAX 3D right in the front row center, which is where we ended up sitting because we booked them like the night before, that's all that was left. When those buildings are falling apart and you're looking up at the debris, it fucking works. Like, it works.
Oh, so the 3D does work that close looking up?
I think you have to be that close.
Oh, I would think it wouldn't
3D
work.
used right can be like immersive,
Yeah,
a little bit of an immersive experience, but
not as an afterthought though, as
Not
some
as an
movies
afterthought,
do,
yeah.
and it's just
I
doesn't work.
personally don't like 3D. I wish they would just do away with it.
But Avatar was a great 3D experience. After a long time, the way they integrated.
I think it was a great experience though because
Kevin doesn't agree.
No, Kevin doesn't agree.
I think it was a good experience because it was novel. It was still not a novelty but like
it was the
first
start
one.
of-
It's the first of like.
No, but I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say. I agree. The first.
Listen, Kevin has his head resting.
The first
on
time
the
you see
microphone.
it, it's amazing.
Sorry.
You know,
Yes,
because
the way they created-
it's the first thing you've seen 3D, but the movie is shite.
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking
think,
about how they work the 3D elements into the experience. It was very well thought out on purpose instead of just like, oh, let's just make everything coming towards the camera 3D. They had like the Firefly stars thing coming around. It was done with a reason.
Kevin hates you.
All right.
I think Avatar's the one shitty movie that I don't like.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a turn of events. Yeah.
Like everyone that hasn't seen Dances with Wolves loves
No.
Avatar.
Well, the same people like Titanic, though, like Avatar. I don't know.
What happened to James Cameron?
I like Avatar.
Well,
I don't give a
he's
fuck.
writing
I'm
scripts
not
for more
apologizing
Avatar
for-
movies like a bastard. So
Yeah, he's going to do like 4 more of
Yeah,
them.
I have to throw on the record. I do like Avatar too. I don't think it's a bad movie.
It's derivative.
you
The
know,
story
I keep
is-
saying this. It's Pocahontas with blue people.
That's what I'm saying. The story is not original. It's formula story. It's been done over and over again.
Oh yeah, it's totally a story that's been done
But
a thousand times.
It's not about the story at that point. It's more about this like visual. That's
a
more
Zack
of an
Snyder
immersive-
movie
It's a
is what
Zack
you're
Snyder
saying.
movie.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
It's
We're
more.
crossing the streams, people.
Yeah, but the performances are actually way better than a Zack Snyder
Yes,
movie.
That's
Honestly.
true.
What?
The bad guy in that movie was fucking a good bad guy. And if you say that he's not, I'll fucking slap you with my felty hand.
Who's the bad guy in
Felty
that movie
dick.
again?
General
He was the
fella,
guy-
I don't
The
know.
general.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
general.
General was a great bad
Oh,
guy.
the guy who
He was-
Terra
I was like,
Nova.
where the fuck has this guy been?
He was in that TV show for a
Yeah,
while.
Zoe
Terrible.
Saldana's performance was really good in that too.
Yeah.
The mocap
Oh, come on,
expression was
Anthony.
amazing.
Anthony,
Kevin, fuck.
Zoe Saldana's performance and everything is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
She-
I thought you were
she-
going to disagree with me.
She could elevate a movie from
Yeah.
being like a polished turd to just being sheer gold. Did you ever see the movie Losers?
Yes, I did. I like
So
that's
let's
a good
do
one.
one more bit of news each, and then we'll go on to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
scary
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
I like drinking on the show. By the
Right?
way.
We never do this on our
See?
show.
You're missing things.
I
I'm
love-
ahead of you guys.
It's like, yeah, well, RugBoy's 4 drinks deep when we start.
First of all, one drink is like twice the size of me.
Yeah, he weighs 8 ounces in felt, so it doesn't take much to get him going.
Unfortunately, like I like to because I'm not a big beer drinker anymore. So I drink like vodka and coke, but I've not worked out my measures yet.
You're a heavy pour, is what you're saying.
They always end up really.
There was
really
an episode
strong.
on, I think you maybe cut it out, did you? I think you did in the last episode, but he poured himself a strong ass goddamn drink, and basically he went, shit!
Yeah, that
Just-
was that was the episode with Paul,
That was the
wasn't
episode
it?
with Paul.
And Paul
that
just
was the Paul episode.
he just
That's
kind of
right.
looked at me and went, "Yeah, that was strong."
No, it's a different vibe. It helps, and it's just like you
Well, this
really-
is more relaxed.
Yeah, you're just like hanging out where instead of
I've done the show in all kinds of forms, all kinds of states of mind.
every kind of elevated state there is. RugBoy is like the guy who wrote Naked Lunch on drugs when he does our show. Like he's done everything. William S.
Yeah.
Burroughs. He's our William S. Burroughs.
Yeah, you haven't lived until you've huffed bug killer.
Oh man.
Hey, listen, when you got no money, you got to do something.
Hold on, I gotta run to the hardware store real quick. I'll be right back.
You've got to do your thing, RugBoy.
Needs
So,
must.
do you guys have any news that's caught your eye over the last couple of weeks? Or
Have
whatever?
you guys talked about the Star Wars trailer on your show yet?
We've not, because we're kind of being a couple little bitches about it that we don't want to watch it.
We are abstaining
Oh,
from the
wow.
trailer.
Well, here's the thing about this trailer, and I'm not spoiling anything. It doesn't give you anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's
everybody's
no
saying
plot.
Everybody's saying that, but I I don't want to watch it.
You really want to be surprised. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I don't want to see Leia. We've already seen Han and Chewie. Definitely don't want to see Luke.
Well, you don't see Luke in this one.
Yeah, but I don't want to watch it. It's just like
you know what's going to happen? Like the week before it comes out, we're going to get like Age of Ultron syndrome.
Yeah,
and we're going to get like 20-second clips all over the place. And
here's the thing, though. I think they don't even need to put out another trailer. I don't think they need to do these TV spot 1, 2, 3, 4.
Though. They will.
I think if they put out one more, like the marketing.
This was the last trailer, man.
This is the last trailer.
The third one. It's the third. So this is what happens.
What's the Rugs doing?
Marketing agencies. There's a lot of science behind the fact that people want to see what they're going to see in the movie in their ads. So that's why you get a lot of spoiling marketing TV spots. So you probably will see these TV spots. I don't think they need to.
But I think Disney understands that you don't have to say anything else about this movie, and people are going to come regardless.
I hope so.
And I hope they see that, and they do not give away the movie.
Look how close he is.
Wow, that's the closest I've ever seen.
That is freaking me the fuck out, by the way.
Yeah. That gold highlight in your eyes.
You know what drinking, right?
It's trippy as fuck.
I'm looking at the green light. Wow.
For me, like, I trust JJ. I trust everything JJ. He made Lost. He can. Yeah. I know RugBoy's not keen on Lost. Can we get a little explanation on that, RugBoy?
What? Besides the fact that it was complete bullshit, and I knew what was going to happen. Look, this is what happened, and if you don't think this is what happened, then you're like lying to yourself.
How can you possibly say about Lost you knew it was going to happen? They didn't know what was going to happen.
That's a good point.
They were reading out that they were all dead. Episode 1. Well, no, I just
they told you straight away.
They did. All right, and then they're like, "Oh, we're not dead. We're on the line." I'm like, dude, they're just making shit up now. They're just making shit up to throw you off, and that's all it really was. All of this stuff was just like a bunch of bullshit. It was not germane to the plot or the story resolving itself. It was a big jerk off. It was a big like jerk, and then they stopped.
It's a lot of jerks.
And I had to jerk myself off the rest of the time.
And then they didn't even finish you off. Is the problem? Like, it's just rude. It's rude.
They started and then they went somewhere else. They came back, had a sandwich. They did a little thing and then they stopped. And they never completed. They just went all over the place, and they didn't finish with what they were doing.
What about my thing?
Did you not like Lost either, Imran?
I liked it the first time I saw it, but then I tried to watch it again, and I'm like, you can't watch this show again because none of this is going anywhere.
Yeah,
I've watched that show right through about 4 times.
I've only seen it through the once. I did like it.
Yeah, but we've also watched a lot of shitty shit. That means nothing.
That's very, very true.
RugBoy, somebody has to.
Somebody's gonna watch that.
Someone has to watch it.
I mean, I've watched striptease a bunch of times, but that's because there's tits in it.
Yeah, but who hasn't? I mean, Burt Reynolds, come on.
But I like Carlton Cuse, Damon Lindelof. They do good work.
Geniuses, absolutely.
Yeah, they're great show makers.
Yeah,
it was ambitious. It actually, it also kind of launched. It was like another podcast launching moment because all of a sudden, all these podcasts about Lost came out because you could talk about it forever and never find the answer.
I never watched Lost, but I was wrapped up in like the chatter about it. Like,
right?
I would hear about it.
It was the first show that everyone talked about. That's like what we're doing now.
It was your water cooler show, is what it was.
Your water cooler.
Every Monday you went into work and you just wanted to talk about Lost. Did you see this? Did you see that? He's connected to her. She's connected to him. It was awesome, is what it was.
It created that vibe for other shows like Walking Dead and Game of Thrones.
Sopranos was doing that at the time also.
Sopranos was doing
that. Specifically Lost had such like a crazy make-up mythology. Like for me, I remember all these podcasts, and these guys who started those podcasts are still podcasting today, and they've gone and they're always like,
what are they talking about?
No, but they changed. But they always go back to it all started with Lost for me. Like I had a Lost podcast. Like it's crazy.
I wish I had a Lost podcast.
I know.
Fuck right off with that.
Crack on.
Last bit of news.
Chris is fuck right off. I love Chris.
See, you guys are like the match, and me and Kev are the match. It's great. Now you just did a RugBoy match, and we're pure doppelcasters.
We'll get a female.
We need a RugBoy.
Can we just get like a straight up female, or do we need a female felty?
Has to be a felty.
Do you think
you should do
it? It can be a real girl. I don't care.
You should have
RugBoy does not discriminate.
You could have. We'll let you borrow RugBoy for an episode too.
Oh. We are his handler.
Yeah, we are his handler.
In more ways than one.
We have complete control. So if Ruggs is free, you guys want him, man. I think Ruggs would be fine with that, right?
We get Ruggsy big in the UK.
He's big in New Zealand. Ricky Prime is going to make Ruggsy big in New Zealand.
Yeah,
you guys can make him big up in Northumberland.
RugBoy should be big in the UK.
I was having a look on Blab the other day, and I saw Ricky Prime was on, and I went in, and he saw like 365 was sitting in the chat, and he's like, like, oh, I can't do the accent. He's like, oh, shit, 365Flicks. I don't need to be.
What the hell?
I shouldn't be doing accents. And he was all like, "What the fuck was that?"
Ricky Prime is Mexican now.
Oh shit!
Holy frijoles!
Órale, man.
And then he was like, he's like, yeah, I'm not right. I'll stop now.
Yeah. What the hell accent was that, man? Stop.
I don't have to say it. I don't know if this is going to be funny to any of the listeners, but this is the most fun I've had.
It
in a long
really
time.
is.
And then he was kind of, yeah, now I really want to do the accent. He was like, yeah, RugBoy's coming on my show maybe on Sunday or something, or the Jock And Nerd's coming on. I really want to do the accent. You know what it is? I have this problem. Like, I honestly think I'm good at accents, and I'm clearly not.
That's the best, but that's the best part.
That's when you think you actually can.
No, Ricky Prime wanted us to jump on a blab. The problem is that when he's doing the blab, it's like 2 in the morning.
Literally
here.
the opposite.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Not even 2.
I have to go back in time to be on his podcast.
Yeah, he needs to go through the speed cannon.
No, the time difference between like us and UK is not as bad.
No,
as it is
not
between
as
us
It's
and
not too
New
bad.
Zealand.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Zealand is fucking
But
crazy.
dude, he wants to help promote us. We were going to help promote him on our Blab shows. The Blab is a great way to get a lot of new people, and it's really weird. It's a weird environment, but it's growing, and it's like people come home and they don't watch TV. They jump on Blab or these webcams. It's really strange.
I'll be honest with you. I found myself at strange moments kind of on the computer, and then just thinking to myself, you know what, I'm going to go and see who's on Blab.
Right? Yeah.
It seems to be the new thing. But my co-host won't do Twitter, so what are you going to do?
You can do it.
You're holding him back, dude.
He's holding me back.
I'm not
Rugsy.
holding. Go and do it then. I'm not bothered.
How about this, Rugsy? How about you get yourself on Kermit and Friends, and you find us a Rugsy for the UK?
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Tipping you guys out.
There's a lot of puppets on that goddamn show for some reason.
One that jerks himself off all
Is
the
that,
time.
is that the monkey?
Yeah, douche monkey. There's that shitty Satan. He was horrible.
Did you ever have you ever heard of Kermit and Friends before us?
I hadn't heard of it, no. But you know, if you're on it,
Is Howard Stern a thing over in the UK?
You guys know Howard Stern?
Howard's. Oh yeah, he's an ass. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Howard
I
Stern.
love Howard Stern, by the way. I just want to say.
That's cool. You can like him, but I don't.
Because the reason being is that the whole reason that I'm able to do what I do and not feel bad about saying whatever's on my mind is because he did it first.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Said everything.
Yeah, he said it all.
I get your point there. You pretty much he opened up the floodgates for anyone to say what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and like,
Not only say what you want, but say it in a very chauvinistic, like, gives
Yeah.
a fuck.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah.
saying whatever the fuck
I mean,
I want.
you
and
know,
I'm
if
being
you
gonna
want to
be
go,
vulgar as hell.
yeah.
you know.
one of the things that always annoyed me about him is that he was always taking the angry, immature, like hateful way out all the time. He was very hateful.
Yeah, it was
And
mean. It was mean
Very,
spirited.
very mean spirited. But if he doesn't always do that. He doesn't do it as much anymore. But like when he first started, he was very, very hateful, and that's the thing why it drove a lot of people away.
But here's the thing: this is the same guy who on America's Got Talent got on his knees and begged Mel B not to fucking send someone home. I'm like, this is Howard Stern? Come on. I mean, he's changed. He's gotten older. He's still an amazing interviewer. When it comes down to it, the guy is an amazing interviewer.
But the thing with that is America's Got Talent. Is that run by Simon Cowell over there?
I don't think so.
Well, Howard Stern quit, and Simon Cowell's coming back to it.
Oh, really?
I was going to
Yeah.
say because Howard Stern will do anything Simon Cowell tells him to,
That's right.
and he wears
Dude,
pants up
that's
to his
right.
chin.
Dude, do you know how much money that motherfucker's worth? Cowell's got a show in every country, dude. This guy it's genius.
Well, he was what, X Factor?
There's
Yeah.
multiple shows. He does multiple shows, brings them over, puts them in every country. The guy's got to be rolling in dough.
I think Simon Cowell should wear a cowl like
He
Batman.
really should. We should have a Simon Cowell that looks like Simon Cowell. That's a great idea. Patent pending. Nobody steal that.
You know what it
Simon's
is?
Cowell.
I watch X Factor every week in the UK with the wife and the Ben.
I like it. I like it.
And to be perfectly honest, if he comes out in a cape and cowl,
Right? How
You know,
much?
if you had his money, you would become Batman.
oh yeah,
Why not? He might as well be
Or
Bruce
Iron
Wayne.
Man.
How's he run compared to J.K. Rowling out there? Like, who's making the most money out there?
J.K. Rowling.
Oh, we don't dish J.K. Rowling on this show.
He doesn't like Harry Potter.
He doesn't
just
like
saying-
anything.
No, he likes the things that like are actually okay, and then hates.
I don't like Harry Potter either,
Likes the
by the
things
way.
that suck, and hates the things that
I
are okay.
thought Harry Potter was some of the most unimaginative bullshit.
It's an
crap.
X-Men ripoff.
That's,
Next,
I actually never read Harry Potter, so I can't.
It's
even
an
comment.
X-Men ripoff.
I saw
feel
like
like-
part 5 or 6, and I
Yeah.
was like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
you know
I
what?
got dragged into it.
Imran, I've never heard that said, and you are completely right.
I've actually never heard
Think
that
about
said either, and now I can't get it in my head.
It's totally...
And I like Harry Potter, God damn it.
There's good witches, there's bad witches, there's a school for good witches, they're discriminated against from the normal people, there's a bad witches, it's X-Men, just X-Men.
I'm seeing Chris's thinking face, and he's agreeing with you.
That's spot on. Well done, Imran.
Same thing.
Son of a bitch.
Anyway, I'm glad I could ruin Harry Potter for the country of Britain.
But the thing, stories have just been retold and retold over and over.
But the X-Men story is just the story of race relations in America. So everything is just a metaphor. Yes. X-Men is Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. So everything is metaphor for everything else. But goddamn, I wish I had thought of that before she did, because that's brilliant the way she's presented it.
Yeah, but she's an asshole.
She's not an asshole.
She really?
Really?
Don't listen to him.
No, I'm basing this on one interview she did on. Over here we have a TV show called Blue Peter, and it's like you'll know Blue Peter. It's like it's for kids and stuff, and it's like a news round sort of thing.
I have a Blue Peter. And when somebody stops before they're supposed to.
Fucking hell. So J.K. Rowling kind of went on Blue Peter, and she was all pimping out like Harry Potter and stuff. And this little kid came up to her and asked for an autograph, as you would, because it's J.K. Rowling. She wrote Harry Potter, and she shot him the most disgusting fucking get out of my face, you asshole glance.
Oh no!
And I saw that, and I thought, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, that's not nice. She wouldn't sign a fucking autograph. These people who met you.
She didn't do it because it wasn't, a fucking asshole. I don't like
That's
her.
the thing. At one point, she was a woman in a cafe with an outline of a book who had no money. Fucking remember where you came from.
Yeah, forgetting where you came from, and once you get to that level, you have two paths. You can either forget everyone else, or you.
Yeah, but don't you think people have their douchey moments?
That's true.
Of course,
I have so many douchey moments every day.
Never
I'm a douchebag all the time, and it's okay. It's like
you do have to remember, you have to think about circumstance and how she might have felt at that moment, what was going on.
But she
in her
knows
life.
that she's on a goddamn TV show.
Yeah.
How about you save your douchey moments for off camera?
I'm being a shitty apologist. I'll say.
Oh, you're being mean now.
What if the kid was it a ginger?
I knew you were going to say ginger.
Listen, the Brits hate gingers for some reason.
She made her money off gingers.
Yeah.
Ron Weasley.
Yeah.
Who's the ginger? Ron.
Yeah.
How about the name of what's the Asian chick's name? Chang Chong or Ching Chong or whatever?
Chimichang.
What's her name?
Cho Chang.
Knives Chow.
What's her name?
Knives Chow. Yes.
What's her name? Chi Chong, right?
Cho Chang.
Cho Chang. It's like the most Asian stereotypical name ever.
Sounds.
Can I just take a drink because Rugsy done a Scott Pilgrim reference?
Oh, that was the Scott Pilgrim reference. Yes, drink.
Yep, definitely. That's
absolutely.
Sorry, Rugsy, but I love Scott Pilgrim. It's fucking awesome.
So do I. I like Scott.
No, I love that movie. Have you seen that?
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's great. I love Edgar Wright, dude. I love Spaced. All this shit
Spaced. We should do a Spaced podcast.
Fucking love Spaced. You should watch it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's good.
Spaced.
Let's move on from the news then.
We're all on the Tangent Bound
Network.
Network.
Tangent Bound Network. That's why this happens.
Mark will be happy with that.
So what we're going to do now is do you want to do a promo, and then we're going to talk about the top 3 scary.
Yeah.
Speaking of
What
scary,
the fuck is he doing?
RugBoy's flying about.
So I'm going to do a promo for a podcast that I literally just started listening to a couple of weeks back. This is it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum!
Astro Radio Z is a horror, cult, exploitation film podcast hosted by me, Derek Carey. I was one of those monster kids growing up. The one that used to sit in the back end of that video store and scour over every single last film cover you saw back there. From the slashers to the monsters to the sleazy stuff. Yeah, I was freaking obsessed. And I still am. So much so I became a filmmaker myself. Now I bring on all my filmmaker friends, critics, musicians, and any other fans of the dark arts, which are horror, exploitation, and cult film. Are you one of these people? Then tune in and listen to my show, Astro Radio Z.
RugBoy.
That was amazing.
That was fucking awesome.
A little bit of a description.
I did that just for you guys.
That's made my night.
I like metal.
You're very metal.
I don't even know how to describe how it just happened there.
So for the listeners, because obviously we don't have video, RugBoy, just fucking, you killed
He
it.
shredded some moves there.
RugBoy, you killed it.
That's the best part about the Blab is I can play the sweeper music and I get RugBoy to dance and he gets tons of props.
Man.
He kills in the props department. But
I love props Bukkake.
Props Bukkake all over his face and chest, people. But I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to push all those Blab videos to YouTube, and the parts of this might show up there too, like the good parts. So they might get a chance to see it. It's just when I have time to do all this shit.
Yeah.
There's so many things.
Who are you, Imran? You just seem to just have your fingers in so many pies. Like, what's going on?
Dude, he's been like that his whole life.
I really have.
He's been in everything.
This is
When
why
I met him, I was like, dude, what do you do? He's like, well, I go to art school and I do this and I have 10 jobs and I'm blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a rock band? I'm like, okay, that's a lot of shit, dude.
So, are we going to crack on with this topic?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. We done the tangent.
It was a pretty big tangent.
I'll let you introduce it.
What we're going to do now is we're going to talk about our favourite scary moments or scary, whatever, in TV and film.
See, this is why I do all the talking.
You don't do all the talking.
This is like literally. See, when I edit or when I listen back to the episode, I'm like, shit, I do a lot of talking. Like, Chris just came.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
It's why whenever Imran presses the button to say, "Bro, do you even podcast?" Like that just rings true for me.
Bro, do you even podcast?
That one. Because for a long time, I have to admit, I didn't think you were even listening.
What?
I didn't even think you were listening for a long time. I thought I was just putting it out there and I was the only one listening.
Anthony was not listening to our shows in the beginning.
Chris, I don't listen to all our shows either.
Oh!
I do listen to our shows.
Right, okay.
I listen to them, but the thing is I've lived it already. Like, I was in the conversation.
Yeah, Dottie, I lived it.
Like there's
That's
times,
a Pee Wee Herman callback.
there's times when like we'll record for 2.5, 3 hours, and then I'll edit it. So I've done it the first time, and then I'll edit it. So I'm listening to it again, and then I'll listen to it right through before I publish. Yeah, like that's enough. That's enough.
That's way enough. I'm with you on that one, dude. I can barely listen back 2 times now to edit. I'll edit it once, done. It's fine.
I'm kind of getting to the point now where it's like, shit, we recorded it, publish.
Oh wow, that would be great.
That would be great. That would be awesome.
The thing is, Imran is so big on the show notes that he has to listen back.
Oh, he loves the show notes, doesn't he?
I love my show notes.
Yeah.
Probably nobody else goes, but look,
No, but
Best in the business.
it's the best in the business. And
yeah.
it's what I would want. I want those. Like I, as a listener,
So
I'd
it's
want those
necessary.
links
It's
there.
necessary to listen.
So
back.
can I just quickly call out to a previous episode for the Jock And Nerd? It was another crossover episode. I'm so glad you didn't stick with Schnotes. RugBoy, thanks for staying. Thanks for sticking on with this one, because you're a ledge. You're an absolute legend. So we're going to move on to the top 3 TV and movie horror moments, things that scared the absolute shit out of you. I did say to Imran, you can also throw in some comic references, seeing as they are comic book guys. More so than us.
Indeed.
So we're gonna. Who wants to start? RugBoy.
Let's throw it to one of our guests.
I know.
RugBoy, putting him on the spot.
I know we've kind of thrown this at you, RugBoy, and you've not really had time to prepare. But do you think you could come up with 3, mate?
I mean, I could just only go from like recent shit.
That's cool. That's cool.
Or like, I mean, movies. I'm always gonna go with The Exorcist.
Oh.
And a recent film, I'm gonna go with, which is also on the same level as Exorcist, is The Conjuring and The Ring. Those are 3 really scary movies. I always get the heebie-jeebies when I watch those.
We'll go around the table like we normally do, and we'll start. Who wants to start? Do you want to start, Chris? You want to start with your number 3?
Yeah, sure. So my number 3 is from American Horror Story Freak Show.
Oh, good one.
And it's pretty much the first episode. I think the opening scene in the first episode is when the couple are sat having a midnight picnic type thing, and the goddamn scary ass clown is like waddling towards them, and he's a freaky goddamn son of a bitch.
I hadn't seen American Horror Story, that series. I hadn't seen it because, to be honest, series 3 with the witches, what a boring piece of shit that was. When you mentioned the thing about the clown, I did go and watch it, and yeah that's freaky as fuck.
You know, clowns scare me. I won't lie.
Clowns. I know a lot of people like that.
I don't like clowns, but that clown was a freaky motherfucker.
Scarier than Pennyworth from It?
Oh yes,
really?
Oh god,
wow.
yeah.
Pennyworth. That's my top.
I think actually that's where my
clown.
fear of clowns came from. Was Pennyworth from It?
Wow.
But this guy in American Horror Story, he was. Oh my god!
But
that's funny that you picked that because I almost had that on my list. Like I watched the first 2 seasons and that fucking scared the shit out of me, dude. I did not like the whole show. I was gonna put the whole show on the list, not even a moment. Like for TV production, for something to disturb me that much, I was very impressed. Like it disturbed me.
You know, it's a good show. I do like that show.
I like the first 2. I couldn't get past.
I think season 3 was not good, right?
It wasn't great. No.
Was season 3 Coven?
Aye, the one with the witches.
Yeah,
and Kathy
that wasn't as good.
So 4 gets better.
Freak Show was really good. Yeah,
I'll have to watch 4. Yeah, because I watched 1 and 2.
The new one, Hotel, has just started, and I watched the first episode, and there's messed up shit in that.
Is it the same cast?
It is. Yeah, they use the same cast every year.
Oh.
Jessica Lange?
Lang.
She's not in this new one, which is a shame because I do like her.
She's pretty much the best part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Evan Peters, by the way.
Evan Peters, yeah.
We had a conversation
Evan
about
Peters
that.
is back on the show, huh?
Yeah, he's a good.
We were having like a big thing in the car on the way back from The Martian. We could not remember his name. It was like Peter Evans, Evan Peters, David Evans.
It's a generic name. It's a very.
It is a generic name. Yeah.
Just throw 2 first names together.
Yeah, that's like
I
it's all
think
white
in the
people.
end it was like him that played Quicksilver. So that's how the conversation ended.
So that's my number 3.
So do you want to throw over one of you guys?
Oh, sure. I don't have a top 3 because I don't prepare for things.
Yeah, he's the jock. What are you gonna do?
But I have 3 moments. So you just want me to throw
Go,
one out?
yeah,
Just throw one out there. Just throw
Third
Okay.
least.
Yeah, it's not even the third least. But Nightmare on Elm Street, the part where
Good one.
the girl's getting dragged across the ceiling, like she's in their dream. And her blood's getting dragged across the ceiling. Like she's like dying in the bed in her sleep, but she's getting like pulled all sorts of fucking ways. As a kid, I was like, that's fucking scary as fuck because you can't even you need to sleep. Yeah. Like you're dying in like a state where you have no control. Like,
that's the beauty of that first movie.
The first movie was actually
scared
legit,
the shit out of me, right? Because you think where you go when you're safe to your dreams, to your sleep.
That's a good
you
point.
can't even escape this motherfucker. That's when you're most vulnerable.
So like when the
you're out of
boyfriend
control.
walks into that room and sees his like girlfriend getting like dragged across the ceiling and the walls with blood all over, I'm like, holy fuck! Like, how disturbing is that to see? Like to walk in and see something like that.
Like Imran just said, like that's your safe haven is like to go to sleep. Like I watch some of these horror movies and I literally think to myself, why the fuck are you not getting into bed and going to sleep? Just go to sleep and they'll kill you in your sleep. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's even worse with Kruger though.
Yes.
Right.
You can't escape.
And like his origin of being like a child pedophile.
And his mom was raped by like all the inmates in an asylum, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a movie RugBoy would watch.
I lived it.
That was RugBoy's origin. Was like, hey, how'd they know all this about me?
So that's my number. I don't know if that's my number 3, but that's a moment. So
No,
if you want
that's
to
cool,
keep
that's
going
cool.
around.
All right, I got a number 3. Mine are they're very personal. They're not so much scary moments as like what was happening at the time when this happened. So I remember finally watching Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I'm going old school.
Love that
this
movie.
Fucking movie scared the shit out of me, specifically for the fact there are 2 reasons. One, this movie has no score. It has no soundtrack.
Yep.
There's no music.
That sounds so foreign to me.
It's eerily scary because of silence. It's like a normal.
Fucking millennials.
It's like what you would experience. Okay, so there's birds. There's no soundtrack. It's quiet. But why it scared me is after I watched the movie, I shit you not, in our basement, I was sitting there. The movie was over. In our basement, I hear the doors closed. There's like a part where the washing and dryers machines are, and the doors close, and I hear like a rattling all of a sudden. And I just watched the birds for some reason, and then I hear another. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I open the door and go in there. There's a fucking bird in the basement. It scared the shit out of me. Like, why now, after watching this movie, we've never had a bird in the house, and there was a bird stuck in the basement that night after watching that movie. That's why that movie scares the shit out of me. I think RugBoy is scared because he's hiding under the table.
I think he is, yeah.
It's very spooky.
I'm sorry to have laughed at that, but you have RugBoy there.
It's fine. That's why we got him.
That's why we got him.
He pantomimes everything I say. It's part of his contract.
He provides levity.
I know what you're saying though.
That sounds scary though.
Right?
I have my number 2 is slightly the same. It didn't happen to me, but yeah, my number 2 is slightly the same.
What's your number 3, Kevin?
So my number 3, back in I think it was 1996, there was I'm lying in bed and I'm watching TV late at night, Channel 4. Do you know Channel 4 over in America?
You guys only have like 3 channels over there. It's like BBC 4, BBC 2, BBC.
For the longest time we only had 4 or 5.
Yeah, it was BBC One, BBC Two,
Sky,
ITV, Channel 4.
Sky now. There's thousands now. For a long time. It was...
Channel 4 used to play whatever and anything they wanted. They just didn't give a fuck. They were like, right, if it's controversial, we're playing it.
That's awesome.
But late at night, one night, I'm sat there and I was watching a couple of films and all that, and there was this 10-minute short right in the middle. Has anybody heard of Drip?
No.
And it's literally this eerie 10, 15-minute thing where this woman, she like moves to a new house, and every night when she goes to bed, she's hearing drip, 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 drip. So she like goes to the sink and she turns the tap off and the drip stops. She goes back to bed and it's like drip, drip, drip. Oh man, it goes on for like 10, 15 minutes where every night she's like drip, drip, drip. So she's like, she lives in this house with a dog. So
I feel like we should have a campfire right now.
So you can see, I'm getting the campfire going on. I like to set the scene.
Yeah.
So it basically comes to like the last night, which is where the movie sort of ends, and it's like drip, 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 drip. So she's like, the dog's underneath the bed because the dog sleeps under the bed, and she's like stroking the dog. You know?
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Yep. And then she walks through the house because she's hearing the drip. She turns the sink off, and she keeps hearing it. So she goes to the bathroom, pulls the shower curtain, and the dog is like strapped up to the shower curtain, and it's the blood that's dripping in the bath.
Oh no!
And the camera kind of pans onto her, and you're still hearing the noise under the bed. So it turns on, it goes back, and there's it's like a half a second little clip where you see this fucking little gremlin demon type thing under her bed.
Shit.
And at 3 a.m, that shit's scary.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go with Humans Can Lick 2 thing.
Humans Can Lick 2?
Where the woman's putting her hand under the bed and the dog's licking her hand.
Okay, no, that's...
No?
But you're like, that's not the dog. Who's licking my hand?
That sounds weird. At 3 o'clock in the morning, when the camera goes back and you see the little thing under the bed, and then it cuts to black, and then that's it finished. Oh, like, man, I shit my fucking self.
What the fuck? This gremlin hung her dog?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It was, and whenever I hear the tap dripping, I don't go near it.
That's why your water bill is so high.
I'm kind of freaked out. I'm in a dark basement right now.
Oh, yeah, it was in a basement, Rugsy. So, Rugsy, do you want to throw out a number 3 or
number 2?
I did like 3.
That's cool. That's cool.
I did 3.
So we'll
okay. We threw this on.
But I have a thought of something that's really scary.
Go on
TV. Anytime Nicki Minaj shows up on TV. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
What is that
thing? Why does her butt look like that?
It's very distracting. I'll tell you that much.
It's fire.
Again, like Kim Kardashian, it's another ass RugBoy would just be swallowed up in, and we'd never see him again.
Yeah, I'd never even get close.
I think that's your fear, is that these asses will just swallow you up whole.
So, I feel like I need to pole vault into it.
So that's a Rugsy number 3.
Wow.
How can we go back to like discussion when he says so? That's so funny.
Well, my number 2 is pretty much a whole movie. I'm not going to talk about the whole movie.
Okay.
Don't worry. It is the original Halloween.
Yeah.
Not crappy. Original Halloween.
Yeah.
Mike Myers.
Yes. In particular, there are a few. There's one scene in particular I remember where Jamie Lee Curtis looked out of her window and he was standing in her garden looking up at her bedroom window, and that freaked me the hell out. For a long time, I didn't want to look at my window in case Michael Myers was standing there. That freaked me out.
But because the first one, he had the plaster mask, right? It wasn't the hockey mask.
No, it was
the hockey mask.
The hockey mask is Jason, bro.
Yeah, Jason.
You know what? They both equally scared the shit out of me. Right. The plaster mask is the fucking creepiest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, Chris, my fucking doppelcaster, because one of my moments was Halloween as well, the original Halloween. Mine in that movie is the scene where Jamie Lee Curtis stabs him in the eye with the finger. So he's like supposedly dead, and she's sitting there like crying, and he slowly like sits up and like it starts walking towards her as she like thinks she's safe, and then he like comes up and like behind her. I thought that whole moment, like, because you didn't know that he couldn't die at that point.
Yeah.
So you were like, is he dead? Like, you know he wasn't dead, but you were like...
You were relieved.
You
relieved
like,
a little bit.
You let your guard down, and he like sits up like the fucking Undertaker.
Yeah.
And like comes up. I thought, I mean, that the original Halloween is
that is still a scary-ass movie.
Very, very scary movie. Was Carpenter is really fucking awesome in that movie.
Where do you come in on the Rob Zombies?
I've seen a little bit of them. I mean, they're just
They're fine.
Okay, but I mean,
I like them.
They're okay. I don't know. I just don't like. They're never going to be able to capture that tone. Of,
Yeah,
like,
The original Halloween is great.
Yeah.
and-
They're not a patch on the originals, but as remakes or reboots go, it's pretty good.
I love zombies. That trilogy, that House of a Thousand Corpses, and that what were those other ones?
Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects was fucking awesome.
That whole series of movies with his wife in there, they're so good.
Sherry Zombie. She's another type of woman.
She's smoking, dude. Yeah, that's like, it's creepy. She's creepy hot.
She's like the one woman that in Devil's Rejects you kind of want to see her rape a man. You do.
I'd let her rape me. Probably.
Definitely.
Right, Ruggs?
So I think for my number 2, it's not a horror movie at all by any stretch of the imagination. And going back to the whole Glasgow thing, you guys saw Trainspotting? The scene when he's going cold turkey and he's under the covers.
I think I know what I'm gonna say.
With the baby on the ceiling.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Oh no.
That's like Exorcist creepy.
freaky.
It's like Exorcist creepy at that point.
I didn't have any kids at that time, but when I had a kid, that was like always playing on my mind.
And it's just like it came out of nowhere in the movie. Like you weren't expecting to see like a devil baby on the wall in this movie, and it was crazy.
I'm really struggling to remember that scene.
Do you not remember that scene?
You don't remember that scene?
It's when he's under the covers and he's all like, and then like there's a baby on the ceiling, and it totally like Exorcists. It does the full U-turn of the head and it looks at him. It's horrible. It's absolutely
Chris doesn't think
horrible.
it was that scary.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess it wasn't that crazy scary for
I've
Chris.
actually just watched it and been meh.
I think being from Scotland, you're maybe desensitized to
Maybe
the
that's
crack.
what it is. I was probably on the
Used
crack
to
when I watched it.
You're used to demon babies up there.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, everybody up that way is doing crack anyway, so...
Well, yeah.
You hear that, listener? Scotland is a country full of crackheads. Okay.
Whoa, that's the Jock and Nerd response.
that's the wrong show.
not
Sorry, wrong show.
We have a couple of listeners in Glasgow, so we would never say that.
It's okay. We'll say it. We're American. It doesn't matter. We're chauvinistic assholes.
Yeah, they already hate you guys.
Blame George Bush. That's not my fault. My number 2 is from a comic book. It's
Yay.
actually...
You fucking nerd.
Yeah, see, I'm switching it up. To me, I'm going to say, you might know what I'm going to say, it's pretty much the whole series of The Walking Dead comic book, because the way that they pace this book is amazing. Their reveals are on the left side page. So there are times in this book where you turn the page and you literally, it shocks the shit out you and you drop the book. Like it's paced so well. Specifically, this part, it didn't really scare me as much as gross me out and really make me uncomfortable was during, I think it's around issue 29 through 33 where Michonne, first of all, gets captured and raped by the governor and tortured. She gets back to him in the comic book and she does the same to him. She cuts off his arm, but she begins to torture him. Now, there was a couple of pages in this issue. There was no words. It was drawings of Michonne torturing the governor in various ways. And I swear, dude, I got lightheaded. I got uncomfortable. I had to put the book down because all you do is think about what he's going through and what this, like she was slipping shit under his fingernails slowly. And she was like doing these from Bateman from American Psycho type torture moves, which is another book that I had to put down when I got to certain points.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that book was fucking twisted. But these scenes in The Walking Dead were like scary, uncomfortable to me, and it's just a testament to the great writing and artwork of this book.
Yeah,
Did you guys know that?
I had no idea.
I had no idea either.
we could have done with that in the show, to be fair.
Yeah, I would have liked to. I mean, not seen it, but that's more disturbing than
they
the show.
didn't do that. They didn't. She tortured him a little bit, but they didn't.
I wonder why.
Yeah. She did not torture.
I was wondering if they were going to do that because
maybe on HBO.
If HBO had it, that'd
if
be
it was on HBO, it would have been on. It was fucking brutal in the book.
It's cool that you point out that it's on the left side of the page because as a reader, you're always trying to look at what happens right in front of you, which is the right side of the page. So you get surprised looking over at the left.
And then there were times where I was afraid to turn the page. I was like, I know some shit is going to go down.
Well, that's because you're a pussy.
I don't want to see this guy die. I'm not ready for this, whatever's going to happen. I was like, oh, fuck, something's going down. But when's the last time a comic book made you feel that?
Are you like under the covers, like teeth chattering as you're
I
reading
got a
this
flashlight?
fucking book?
Yeah.
You're like a little fort with a
I
flashlight.
was like, oh, no. No, dude, I can't remember the last time a comic book has made me felt that way. So I just thought,
has a comic book ever made you feel that way before that? Because that's quite grim.
No, I got scared from, not scared, but like felt like weird after reading The Killing Joke the first time.
Yeah. Same way. Yeah.
Just Brian Boland's artwork is so fucking chilling, and the way he draws the Joker,
yeah,
it's so iconic.
And seeing a paralyzed Barbara Gordon in like naked is like really disturbing.
Yeah, move on.
They're making an animated version of that movie, by the way. It's coming out. It's rated R.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that today.
The animated movie. This is an R-rated DC Warner Brothers cartoon.
That can't make me.
It's awesome. That's fucking awesome.
Hamill's in as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's voicing the Joker. It's gonna be the best.
No other way. No other way it could be done. It's got to be Hamill.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Chris, you got your number one?
Rugsy, do you have a number two?
Oh, yeah. Whenever I do a show, I take a number two.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
It's what drew me in.
We're all on our number one.
I love that RugBoy.
No, I mean, I'm still going to hold up Jaws as one of the scariest movies.
Oh, yeah?
Awesome.
Yeah, just that first time where you actually, that girl goes down in the water, and that's it.
In the opening.
Yeah. I'm like, that shit was scary. That fucking scared me. I couldn't take a shower. I couldn't take a shit. I couldn't do anything with water for like at least a month.
No wonder you ended up like that.
That's why he's smelly to this day. RugBoy hasn't taken a shower since the day Jaws was released.
I love how RugBoy says the girl goes down in the water and carries on the story. Normally there would have been like a punchline there.
Well, I can't do them all. I gotta leave some for the imagination.
Number one?
My number one. And by the way, I agree with you completely. Jaws is a hell of a movie.
It's all right.
Shut the fuck up.
I love these two.
It's all right.
Shut up. So my number one is from another TV show.
X-Files.
No.
Angel.
No.
Buffy.
Yep.
Ah.
It's from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it's an episode, I think it's in season 4, and it's an episode featuring some monsters or demons or whatever you want to call them, called The Gentleman. Now, did you guys ever watch Buffy?
Oh, is that the episode called Hush, I think? Right?
Hush, that's the one, yeah. So basically, these guys come to town, they steal everyone's voices, and they're creepy-looking fucks. They're dressed in sort of Victorian-type suits and all that, and big Joker-type smiles and everything. But basically, they knock on your door in the middle of the night. You can't scream. They pin you to the bed and slice you open and tear you apart.
Ooh.
Whoa, shit.
This is in a TV show.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't see it. It's not Game of Thrones. It's Buffy.
Really?
So, yeah.
But
how much did they imply in the show?
They implied a lot in the show. They implied a lot in the show, and it was a scary as hell episode. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, at its absolute best.
Yeah, it's one of the best episodes, other than the body.
Yeah.
The body was awesome.
Which one's the body?
That's where Buffy's mum has died.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's just a fucking awesome episode.
Is that
I'm gonna go back and watch some of that. That was a great show, and
I watch it all the time. I'll pop it in just for the fuck of it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
You're still talking about the show, right?
Good question.
No, I'm talking about something else.
I've actually started rewatching it on Netflix, and it is a really good show.
It still holds up. Yeah.
Do you think that if it wasn't for Buffy, we wouldn't have any of the things that we have now? Because it's completely come full circle. Like, Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Now he's running Avengers. Now Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. These things are all kind of Buffy-esque in their inception.
Yeah, of course they are, yeah.
So
definitely. I think Buffy was a really important show.
Absolutely.
Was it, though?
Oh, shut the fuck up. Buffy was a really important show.
I love these two guys.
He just likes to pick fights.
I like that Kevin's awesome. Just the way he needles him.
I like
Buffy, Kev?
I thought Buffy was good.
You've not finished Buffy?
I thought Buffy was good. I don't have a great deal to say about Buffy.
But you're watching it now. Like when it was on, there was nothing else on like that. That was the first of its kind, really.
I know what you're saying, Ruggs, but like way back in the day when it was on BBC Two over here, way back in the day, I was still in high school and stuff, and that very first episode came on, and yeah, it was new, it was revolutionary, it was Joss Whedon, it was geek. Everybody, like not everybody could relate to it, but most people could relate to it in some way, shape, or form. But as it went on, I got bored of it. It became very formulaic, very villain.
Yeah, it became soap opera hit.
Yeah. I gave up on it way back in the day, but yeah, I'm not bothered with it.
But it is really the precedent for all these CW shows, for all this.
And I think it's influenced comics. It's influenced everything.
It pulls from comics and the vibe, and like he was really good at putting that in.
I do agree that if you didn't have Buffy and if you didn't have Joss Whedon, you wouldn't have JJ, you wouldn't have Lost, you wouldn't have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you wouldn't have Flash, you wouldn't have Arrow. You know, I totally agree with that.
Well, all the people from Lost were like writers that were on Buffy.
Oh, yeah?
Goddard and Jane Espenson and all those.
Oh, yeah, Drew Goddard, that's all the Whedon dudes,
They just wrote better shit on Lost.
Well, no, they didn't.
So, Anthony, you're number one.
All right. So let me just set the mood, like Kevin.
Campfire tales.
Take your shirt off.
Oh, please don't. It's already hot enough in this room.
Oh!
Hey, what the fuck are you just saying?
Figure that one out.
Are we co-hosts for a reason? What the fuck?
I got him.
What the hell?
I did wonder him, man. I kept seeing googly eyes, you know.
Look, when you got an Adonis like this, it's really hard. Come on. You've seen us drawing on the website, jockandnerd.com. Who's that handsome? I love making him uncomfortable. That's all this comes down to.
Rugsy, were you slamming the table or were you jerking off there?
No, I was laughing.
I thought you were pulling a douche monkey on us.
I don't have my penis on today.
It's detachable.
So to me, there's nothing better than watching a scary movie in a packed theater, because just the vibe you get like from everyone else's tension kind of like elevates things. So I watch. Have you guys seen Paranormal Activity, the first one?
Yeah.
I think they get a lot worse, but I haven't seen any of them other than
They do
the first
get a lot
one.
worse.
Yeah. So the first one, though, the tension with the demon and all that, the scene where she gets dragged out of bed by the invisible demon, and then she gets dragged down the stairs, and you see like her husband get up and like chase after it, and you hear all this commotion, and then you hear like the foot stomps coming up the stairs, like dung, 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 dung. Just the tension in the theater was like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening right now? And then you see the husband get thrown at the camera, and you just see her like come out like all demon-esque. I thought the way they built the tension up to that point, especially live, like seeing it with other people around, with a bunch of like movie theaters, scary movies, a lot of guys bring their girlfriends, so you feel that tension of like girls being scared. So like everyone's just that vibe and that emotion made that scene really fucking scary for me.
I love that commercials that they run now where they're showing you the audience reaction in like a black, like a infrared light.
You also have to like factor into like the build up to this movie. They would show that, what you're talking about, this infrared light of people's reaction.
Yeah, you thought it was the scariest thing.
Yeah, and you were like, and this is like a found footage kind of film.
Yeah.
That whole vibe, it just created to this atmosphere that built up to that scene.
I felt the same way about the Blair Witch too.
Well, I was going to ask, does this work better than Blair Witch?
See, I hadn't seen Blair Witch at that time, so this was my first found footage film.
Blair Witch didn't have any kind of like anything in it though. It was like all like theater of the mind.
It was a huge kind of a letdown, like the hype up to Blair Witch.
Yeah, I remember seeing Blair Witch in college after, and I was like, nothing ever happened. Granted, there was a lot of like theater of the mind, but like you never ever saw anything. Even at the end when the camera like falls over.
It was a bunch of sticks.
Yeah, sticks.
That's the end of Blair Witch.
The thing with Blair Witch as well, for the months pursuit, like coming up to the movie, they kept releasing these things because the internet was still in its like infancy back then.
Yep.
And it was like they kept putting like, you know how you're saying the LexCorp sort of viral thing.
Yep.
Everybody thought the Blair Witch was a real thing. Everybody thought it was actual found footage.
They pulled it off.
That was a big part of their marketing, is that they wanted you to think it was a real.
And they were the first.
Film.
After that, you couldn't pull that shit off anymore.
Oh, you couldn't.
They were kind of the first, and people bought it for a while.
It was. I remember the first time I watched Blair Witch. I was. We got it on like shoddy copy, and we sat and watched it at my friend's house. There was a couple of us. I still, at that point, thought the Blair Witch was a real thing.
Oh, wow.
Because nobody had turned around. I was still really young, and nobody had turned around and said, you know what, Kev, it's bullshit. Like, I still thought it was
I'm so
footage.
jealous. I'm jealous of that experience. I wish I had seen it before, because by the time I actually got around to seeing the movie, the whole thing had been busted.
Yeah.
The whole movie was I was like, oh, this is bullshit. It was a letdown. And I was like, I wish I saw this just like a month ago, before I knew this was fake, and I would have fucking been freaked out, and I would have.
You know what ruined that movie for me too is the Scary Movie remakes. So I saw Scary Movie prior to seeing Blair Witch. So the scene where
they're making fun of it,
and the snot comes down, and she sucks it back
so they're
up.
already making fun of the movie.
So I see Blair Witch after, I'm like, oh, there's the scene where she's crying.
That doesn't help either.
It ruined everything.
I saw it opening weekend because the girl I was dating at the time was into scary movies, and she had to see every fucking scary movie.
Oh, shit.
I liked it. I thought that part when they're in the forest and all of a sudden the tents are getting like beat up, I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is out there?
Didn't just look like people like poking at the tent.
But like, that was like, you're like,
Don't you guys agree though? Like seeing a scary movie in a theater
with a
cast, even if that movie's not all that scary. Because I saw Jason the remake, Friday the 13th, and granted that movie sucks. Like it's funny, it's fun, but it's not that scary. Then there was a lot of like African American people that were really scared. They were like, "Oh shit! Like what the fuck is that shit?" Like,
that's an experience our friends in Northumberland have not had and need to have.
It's so good
until you've seen a movie.
And they'll be.
That.
It's funny, and they'll be like, "Why are you running?
It's better.
Why are you going outside?"
It's better than the movie, dude.
Is it like Scream when they go see Stab and she's like, "Bitch, hang up the phone and star 69 his ass."
Yeah, pretty much.
They will comment live, and it's awesome. It's so it increases the tension in the movie.
Oh shit! You open the door. You fuck now. I told you not to open that door.
Oh shit, girl!
You'll have laughs. Yeah. You'll have scares. You'll be fucking thoroughly entertained. Like, oh my god,
the commentary makes it. Yeah. It's like seeing Rocky Horror Picture Show.
You
the time.
You get everything you want in a movie just by sitting in a packed theater with everyone.
It's great. It's a unique American experience. Listen, come to the USA just for that.
Just for that.
Like,
I want to come over there.
Listen, there's loud people in general, regardless of race where I'm from. There's, I'm in the tri-state area. People are just fucking loud.
Yeah, all you fucking Guidos out there. They're like,
"Hey, man, don't touch that."
Commentary in a movie theater is like annoying as fuck. Scary movies though, commentary is actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. I can imagine that. Like,
I think we do need to go over
That's
American.
amazing.
Yeah, for that one reason.
I want to sit in the cinema with the exact guy Anthony was just talking about.
There's a point in Jason where the guy, like, a dead body gets dropped on the car, and I'm sitting next to this black guy in the theater, and he goes, "Oh shit!"
Oh shit, son!
Anthony's like, "Oh, good point and observation you made there." Oh, shit,
he made me jump. I was like, "Oh fuck!" What are you watching here?
I don't know. I can't follow that up. How can I follow that up?
So Imran, you're number one.
Okay, fuck. I can't follow that up. Look, my number one, again, it's a personal moment brought out of the fact that when I was 6 years old, my cousins decided to take me to a scary movie, which was, I think it was rated R, and I probably shouldn't be going. The movie in question, everyone, was Poltergeist.
The tree.
Yes, he called it. That's it. To this day, the fucking tree, the whole thing where the kid is afraid of lightning, and his dad's like, "Oh, just count the time," and which is the first time I learned science too. You count the second between the lightning and the thunder, and then there's some equation that tells you how far the storm is. So the kid's sitting there, and the lightning goes up, and he's like, 1,000, 2,000. He gets to 6, and then it hears a thing, and it calms down. And all the time, there's this tree right out his window that's scaring the shit out of him. So then he sees lightning again. The third time lightning hits, it goes 1,000. Before he can finish the word, the fucking tree comes into the room and grabs him and pulls him into the tree and tries to eat him. I'm scared. I was 6 years old, dude. I should not be watching this. It's with that Carrie Ann girl who died mysteriously. The whole production was cursed. This was a fucked up movie, dude. The other scene that really got me that I'll always remember at 6 is when the guy's washing his face. And his face starts peeling off layer by layer. The muscle. And he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" I should not have been watching this movie at 6 years old. My cousins are assholes and very irresponsible. I'll never forget, you moved the coffins, but you didn't move the gravestones. They were smoking a joint, too, in that movie. Like, the parents are, like, sitting there smoking it. It's the weirdest fucking movie ever, dude. And then, like, there was all these curses, and that girl dies of a heart attack. The little young girl. Sorry, I'm gonna take a breath now.
We've been talking for a long time about maybe doing. You know how directors do directors commentaries on movies. We've been talking for a long time about doing like a fan commentary for YouTube.
Yeah.
And I want to do Poltergeist, and I want to scream, "You moved the coffins, but you didn't move the gravestones."
That's right.
That's a soundbite right there.
That's great. And so it's still fucking.
That's great, dude.
To this day, fuck Poltergeist.
It's only appropriate on your show, Kevin, that we end with you.
My number one was The Ring. I know RugBoy answered it, talked about it earlier. Basically, the first time that girl comes out the TV, and the way she's kind of, I suppose you could call it pop locking.
Yes.
It's just this really creepy way she's walking. She's a creepy girl.
Yeah.
And it freaked the fuck out of me. Yeah. But I remember there was a girl who lived in our town, and she she was telling me about The Ring and all that, and I was like, oh, I've seen The Ring. It was a shitty copy, but I've seen it. And she told me we have like this stretch of land in our town that they call the Gudapachi. You've heard of the Gudapachi, haven't you?
No.
It's like
Your town.
it's like in the middle of a town, but there's like semi-woods on either side of this path, and it's a creepy place. You don't fucking walk down there because you're gonna get raped.
Yeah, it sounds very rapey.
And there's like this girl told me this story about how she'd watched The Ring, and she was walking along the Gudapachi, and there was a fucking TV halfway along the path.
What?
And obviously, after having just seen The Ring, she's thinking Samura or Sakara or whatever her name was is going to come out this fucking TV and start pop locking all around me. And it wasn't so much the movie that freaked me out. Every time I think about walking along that path, that's all I can think about is the girl saw TV. And if I walk along that road and the TV turns on.
I love how all these moments are like the scary stuff it's more personal than
definitely
scary things. It's like how old you were, where you were, what the stories around it. Have you ever seen the original Japanese versions of these movies?
I have, and they are fucking awesome.
Dude, Japanese movies are the strangest fucking things I've ever seen. I don't understand what's going on over there.
I think just Japanese children are just scary. But that was part of the news roundup. That
Anthony wasn't in the room for that.
What? Wait, what's that?
But part of the news roundup that I did have that I never got to was that they are eventually making the third part in America, the American version.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that first movie, when it first came out, it freaked me out. You know, like when they show the video, that's some like Salvador Dali type fucking rageness going on there. Yeah. And he was a creepy bastard anyway.
No, the way they shot it and the way, like, I didn't expect that. The way she moved creeped me out. Like, the whole thing was very disturbing. And then I had to go back and watch the original Japanese.
Yeah, that's a scary movie. I remember.
So, that's the scary movies. Anybody have any, like, honorable mentions that they want to throw out there?
I can throw one in.
All right.
I'm going to go blast from the past. Long time ago, Twilight Zone episode, black and white, with Rod Serling and Telly Savalas.
What?
It's the doll episode.
Whoa, what was that one?
Okay, I'll briefly describe it to you.
Okay.
So the mother and her daughter move in with this guy who's like a new stepfather, and he's a douchebag. He's Telly Savalas, Kojak.
Ooh, he loves you.
Did he have his hair?
No, he did have some hair, but he was balding already. He was
already, okay.
Yeah, he had the top part missing.
Yeah.
So anyway, they come home from shopping, and the mother had bought this expensive doll that you pull the string and it talks. You pull the string and it says, "I love you." And then Telly Savalas was really pissed. And he's just like, "Why did you buy this?" And she's like, "Oh, things are tough. We're just trying to get you acclimated to being in your house, blah, blah, blah." And he picks up the doll when everybody leaves, and he pulls the string and she's like, "I'm going to kill you." And the whole rest of the episode is Telly Savalas versus this doll, this evil doll.
That's awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
That reminds me, I need to put into production in China a RugBoy doll that says both of those things. I think it should say, "I love you," and I'm going to kill you.
buy one of those.
Right? I was just about to say, like, if RugBoy had a pull string, what would it say?
What would your pull string say, RugBoy?
Yeah, pull string.
I think you have all those drops.
I do. It would say stuff like this.
Terrific.
That's what RugBoy's.
Not funny.
That's what. Dude, we're missing a huge merchandise opportunity with RugBoy. I'm just realizing this. We need to start getting RugBoy dolls. We'll be fucking rich.
Like holy shit balls would be definitely one of them.
That's a good one.
Not funny.
I like I like the one with the feet when he goes, "It's the rug down." I like that.
Here's the rundown.
He's a well-produced drop,
awesome.
People.
I fucking love that man. Proper little.
Remember that day? That was fucking fun.
That was fun. I just had him give me silly sayings, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna add cartoon noises to everything, and it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
I think the only other honourable mention I had, I showed you on the screen before. Like, I am a legitimate like arachnophobic. Like, it doesn't matter how big the spider is, how small it is. Like, I am 100%. It's legit. Like you could not hypnotize me to like spiders. I fucking hate spiders. Arachnophobia. Oh my god,
It creeps you out, doesn't it?
That was a creepy movie.
You know,
are you talking about the scene where maybe he's in the bathroom and they're coming under from
out of the drain?
The drain and from underneath.
I probably didn't even get that far.
Oh wow!
You know, the bit when he's sleeping at night and he wakes up and he thinks there's a spider on the wall and it turns out to be a coat hook. Yeah, that freaked me out. The scene where the guy puts the helmet on and there's a spider in the helmet. Yeah, that was enough. But the clincher, the absolute clincher, was when the old woman is sitting on the chair and she goes to turn the light off, and as she pulls the cord, it falls on her hand. Yeah, that was me.
The one I do remember for that is the guy was in the shower and the spider like jumped on him.
Yeah.
And to this day, even if it's a tiny little spider in the corner of the shower and I go in, it's like, no, you can fuck off.
This is another example of how you guys are doppelcasters for fucking sure. Because like Kevin, a little known fact about me, as much as I love Spider-Man, the fucking spider scared the shit out of me. I'm with you on that one. I did not like arachnophobia. It made me very uncomfortable. But isn't that irony delicious?
Imran, there probably will be with you, as there is with me, if you do see a spider, a little bit of you goes, if that bites me.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen. Where has the spider been? Have you been to a scientific demonstration recently, Spider? If you have, come on, you're cool. Come on in. No, I have had that same thought.
I'm completely upset. I just
could you just cope without the Spider-Man powers just so you don't see a spider?
I would actually hate to have Spider-Man powers because then I would be the thing I feared the most.
Like Batman.
Yeah.
There you go.
Batman.
There you go. Aye.
That's very deep and profound, right there.
I've only got one honourable mention. It's from the X-Files, and it's 3 words: Eugene Victor Toombs.
You guys excited for that coming back on the air?
I am.
He is.
I like that they're doing just 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And it could be a nice tight arc. They don't have to worry about anything. What's the story? Do we know?
I don't know.
Firestorm's in it, isn't he?
Firestorm. That's
You've got
Robbie
yeah,
Amell.
he's in it, and Joe.
Oh, Robbie
Taylor's
Amell is in
well.
it.
Yeah,
That's why he had to leave.
I'm assuming that's why he had to leave, but yeah,
okay.
he's in it.
I got one honorable mention now that I think about it.
Okay.
The original Alien, when I believe it's Dallas, the guy's name is Dallas. He's in the tunnels looking for the alien, and you can hear the like doot doot doot, like the alien, and they're like, it's right on you.
The tracker.
I don't know. No, that might be Alien
that's the
too.
second one.
But
Okay.
no, but the first one though. This is where he's looking for and Dallas at this point has been built up as the lead guy.
Yeah.
Like Ripley's not the lead.
Yeah.
You think Ripley's like just the female,
Right,
like
she's the tag along.
like not mistress, but like damsel in distress.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're like, this is the lead guy. He's the man. He's
Very
the lead.
much so, yeah.
And then looking around, and then he turns, and the fucking alien just has its arms out like, and he dies. You're like, oh my fucking god.
I mean, that first one was like a horror movie.
It was.
a straight up
It was a
horror
horror
movie.
yes.
Now, my honorable mention. Now you mentioned that. I will give it to the second.
Second one,
Aliens.
yeah.
But while it being a military, kind of like a military movie, I watched the first time I saw that. I saw the full extended cut.
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw Aliens with all the extra shit. And that was how I saw it. And I was a teenager, and I shit you not, that night I had fucking nightmares about aliens. I dreamt about these fucking aliens. Game over, man. Best life.
And they're like,
It's the
they're
best
right
one.
on us. They're
The
right
best-
on us.
What the
And
fuck are we gonna do now, man?
And they're like, they're right on us. And you look up, and they're like, oh, they're in the fucking ceiling.
That moment where they look up and there's just a swath of them in the ceiling.
We'll move on to the last bit, and which is the Mac and Me.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I'm going to play a quick bumper for a couple of lads that we listen to that we absolutely love, and then we'll move on.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher. Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
So that's History of Bad Ideas, which bring us on, biggest diva in the podcasting industry, and we love listening to them. They listen to us a lot. I've tried to clue them into the Jock and Nerd. I don't know if they're listening to you yet.
I gotta check them out. You guys talk about them all the time.
I think after tonight they'll give you a listen, definitely.
Oh,
if they
I hope
haven't
so.
already,
I hope so.
Which I think they will have. But they're also on the Tangent Bound and the Wicked.
Yeah,
the
Tangent Bound.
Tangent's
Yeah, I'm gonna check
awesome.
them out.
Tangent's the fucking way to go. Like,
I like it because I don't have to do any extra work. It just pulls in the feed. It pulls in our latest episode, and it's done.
I only just noticed that the other day. Like, Tangent Bound pulls that shit automatic. Correct.
It's very smart because on Weeby Geeks, I have to go and post myself.
Yeah.
But good job. We got to get those guys on our show too because when I join a network, I like to talk to the guy running the network. I want to know them.
Mark, one of the guys that runs it, he was on Hobie a little while back. He was on History of Bad Ideas. And he's like a prepper for the apocalypse sort of thing.
Oh, he's a bug out guy.
Yeah. And he done like a 10-minute little section for Hobie to play.
Anthony, we got to get this guy on. I kind of love that shit.
And it was
I know
fucking
it's
awesome.
crazy.
It was awesome, and it kind of made me want to be a prepper.
Yeah, it made me want to buy a shotgun.
There's nothing wrong with being prepared for shit, regardless of what people think. You never know what the fuck's gonna happen. It could be a zombie apocalypse. It could be the douchebag next door wanting, I don't know,
So with that, tumbleweeds and stuff, we're gonna move on to the bad movie review.
So yeah,
which I think kind of maybe backfired on me a touch.
I don't know. I enjoyed watching.
Let me just disclose right away. I did not see the movie
because he's a jock. The jocks don't do anything.
Asshole.
Were you too busy doing esports?
Oh, you were talking about that.
Yeah,
esports.
You know the jock's a big fan of esports.
I love Imran's prediction. Like he backed off of it. I'm like, hey, you really think esports going to take over? And he's like, yeah, I didn't say when. I just said, I was thinking about that's like the worst kind of prediction ever. You're like the worst person ever. I didn't say when. I said maybe it'll happen in the future. There's no timeline.
I'm a very lazy Nostradamus. That's how I like to consider myself. It might happen. It's a free country. Nobody knows.
This is on our show anyway. By the way, so Mac and Me is an ET ripoff, huh, guys?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With a wheelchair guy.
What year did E.T. come out?
E.T. What year was E.T.? Jesus fucking Christ.
Let's look it up.
It's Spielberg. I'm not big on Spielberg. Yeah, you like Jaws
Mac and Me came out 1988. E.T.
82.
came out 6 years earlier. So it took him 6 years to make a shitty knockoff of E.T.
To be fair, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a ripoff.
Yeah, it's
except that it clearly is.
Maybe it's not a ripoff.
Is it though? Because
well, it is. You know what? The music in it is an absolute blatant ripoff of John Williams.
But it's awesomely 80s.
The number of times I thought, there's going to be a DeLorean in this scene.
Yeah, but you didn't.
The music sounded almost exactly like Back to the Future.
We can't talk.
RugBoy's seen it, right?
I've seen bits of it.
Bits of it, okay.
And I didn't like it.
All right, set this up, you guys. This is fucking.
Did it make you want to go and buy a Coke?
Or McDonald's.
Or a McDonald's.
It made me want to do Coke.
Yes, I agree.
So I was like, let me get the fuck out of here. And
I think I could save this movie as a big rail right now. That's what I thought.
Chris has got like 10 pages of notes.
Oh shit! I don't even have notes. I'm gonna run the movie and I can just rant off various sections. But
it's all good. It's all good.
How do you guys want to do this?
So I'll quickly set it up as what the movie is, and then you get Chris can take over, and because this is where he comes into his own.
All right, I can't wait for this. I really am looking forward to this.
So,
I want to see you come into your own.
I always come into myself. So Mac and Me was like, this is word for word what I've written in my notes, which is 2 lines, by the way. Mac and Me was like this awesome movie that came out way back in 1988 in an attempt to capitalize on the Spielberg buzz that he had created with E.T. Mac and Me currently holds a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, it's one of those.
So Kevin, you should like it then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah.
I don't like every movie that gets 0%. just most of them.
Saving Christmas, Kirk Cameron. You must love that movie. 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Every movie that's gotten nominated for a Razzie, Kevin owns and like.
Can I just for the record say Gigli is awesome.
Mac and Me won some Razzies too.
I know.
Mac and Me did win some Razzies.
Yeah.
But I didn't do the research on that shit. So it was directed by a guy called Stuart Raffels. He's made other movies, but
he wrote it too.
He's made nothing. Nobody in this movie went on to do shit. Basically, Mac is. Can I just ask? You know how like. We'll get onto the product placement. The McDonald's brand is fucking all over this movie.
It's so ridiculous.
Clearly, they paid for it. Do you think he was called Mac because of the Big Mac?
Oh, fuck. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't even think of that either.
It's something
that would make sense.
That's kind of genius.
Thinking about the blatant shit that's in this movie, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Can I be
I read that it was called Mac and Me because E.T. was supposed to be E.T. and Me.
Extraterrestrial. Yeah. No, but and it was an acronym.
No, but it's supposed to be E.T.
It was
and
supposed to be E.T. and Me?
And Me, yes. And now they went with Mac and Me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than my theory, but McDonald's clearly paid for this.
No, I don't think that has
right.
anything to do with the Mac. I think that is clearly.
Did
McDonald's.
did I miss the part where they actually explain? Because I may have zoned out, but then I was watching this movie and all of a sudden they're just calling Mac for no reason, and I was really confused. Did they explain it?
No, I don't think they did.
I think
No, they never did.
Does he not whistle it? Does he not like?
Don't talk about the goddamn whistling.
What the fuck does that say what Mac is, though?
Clearly Mac. That means Mac in whistling.
It's
terms.
for,
Exactly.
what is it for? Mystery, alien, what is it? Like, it's called what? No,
Is he
Mac.
some silent mustache man?
Back is because he gets a lot of chicks.
No, it stands for mysterious alien creature.
Of course it does.
You would only know that if you read the IMDb, though.
Magnum Rugsy.
Mac and Rugsy. That's a sequel.
Oh, this is my Tom Selleck.
Not seeing Ruggs.
Oh, I'm missing this. Sorry. Oh, nice stash there, Rugs.
Jesus Christ.
That's his
Oh my
Halloween
God.
costume.
Okay,
I've
so-
been on this show so long that I grew a mustache.
So I'll let you take over,
Right.
Chris, and you can
Chris,
do
go
the
ahead.
job.
Okay, so Mac and Me opens up on another world.
Yeah.
So
Very ambitious.
we've got a dose of John Williams music going on.
How
and
can
then
you liken that to John Williams?
it bloody is.
It's
Is
not.
it?
It is. It's a total rip-off of John Williams.
It's like generic. It's so generic.
You know right? So we open up and there's some Gollum-y looking
they,
going
do,
about.
they do look like Gollum.
They do look like Gollum, but
Yes.
a really, really shit Gollum-y things start investigating the spaceship, and there is John Williams-y music going on.
Okay.
Shut up. So then, the space probe sucks them up into the.
Okay, so as you're narrating, I'm jumping through the movie for Anthony. So this is a great experience right now.
Anthony actually looks sick of his life right now.
Yeah, first of all, these are the creepiest fucking looking things ever, and I feel so bad for the people in the costumes because they're wearing full covered latex headgear, and their mouths are in just this fixed like dick sucking look, like it's a perfect hole, like it's an alien glory hole just waiting for acceptance.
What the
that's
fuck kind of description is
That's
this?
what they look like. They whistle. They're just whistling, and their mouth is
You
in
could
their
have just said like they were constantly whistling. You know,
No,
That's actually my next note. Is the aliens sound like fucking R2D2?
I thought they sounded more like Mogwais, like Gizmo and that.
Oh yeah.
So we're back on Earth. The American guys are sort of investigating the space probe.
He said probe.
Oh, what an awesome word! So universal. Crack on.
Oh, this is so cool. So the aliens kind of ghostbusters themselves out of the, and then they escape. So the sort of family of three escape and they fuck off, leaving the little wee alien. I guess Mac, is it?
Mac and cheese.
No, he's not Mac yet. Yeah, but that's
although-
like a family that sucks in a whole family, and the family escapes, and then Mac is like on his own.
How awesome is that scene where they get sucked in? How great does that look? Like proper, proper 80s kind of.
So bad.
So horrible. Like I guess they're stretchy. Like these guys can stretch.
Well, you see that.
Well, they stretch a lot because one of the first things that happens to the little alien Mac is he gets
Mac and cheese.
He gets electrocuted by a fence.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
cool.
And
That's
then
cool.
stretches. They do a Stretch Armstrong on him.
Yep.
By the way, you could see in this scene, you could see the strings on him that pull him out.
Imran, don't
I'm
take
just-
don't
I'm
take me out
just-
of the movie. Don't take me
ruin
out
the
of movie.
magic.
I'm sorry, it's a real alien getting pulled back from
Thank
a
you.
fucking...
That's like saying it's not a real T-Rex in Jurassic Park. You can't.
Wait, what?
What?
Clearly, it was a real T-Rex.
So Mac gets electrocuted and then kind of gets run over and stuff. He's got a Spider-Man thing.
He's what's Bugs doing?
Is that Rugsy's Kermie?
Oh my God, what is that, RugBoy? It's a foam Spider-Man head?
So he ends up with a family.
So he ends up
Just
with the family. He
skip
gets run
around
over
it.
by them, and or whatever, and then he.
Hold on, we got to mention a special guest appearance by everyone's favorite '80s little redhead bowl haircut kid.
Yeah,
Danny
who was
Cooksey.
that? Who was that guy?
Danny
Cooksey.
Danny Cooksey was famously known as on Different Strokes. So He was one of the characters on the 80s of sitcoms where it followed the Brady Bunch to Jump the Shark. Like last season of these shows, they would add a fucking random kid. Oh, Brady Bunch had Cousin Oliver. He was the Cousin Oliver of Different Strokes.
Was Different Strokes the one with what you're talking about, Willis?
Yes. Yes, okay. With Arnold Drummond, with Gary Coleman. So in the last season of Different Strokes, Phil Drummond kind of marries another woman, and Danny Cooksey is the step kid who is like shoved into this thing.
He's a ginger.
Yeah, he's a ginger. He also grows up to be Budnick on Salute Your Shirts on Nickelodeon, and goes on to be in Terminator 2. He's the guy in Terminator 2.
That little fucker.
That's Danny Cooksey.
That little fucker. Right?
Yeah.
Hence the ginger stepchild.
Yep, he's in every fucking 80s fucking Danny. I was like, Danny Cooksey's in this movie for a second in the beginning.
Yeah, he's not in it for long, is he? You don't
No,
see
he's just in the beginning. I thought he was the main guy.
Yeah, so did I.
I wonder what trailer park Danny Cooksey's in now.
All of them. He's been to all of them.
What meth lab he's in.
He's probably chilling with Ed Furlong.
Oh, yeah, both of them are fucking, they were the inspiration for the guy from Breaking Bad.
Oh, definitely. 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 Furlong's doing all kinds of coke nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Bless him. So the family that Mac has sneaked into their car and stuff, they're moving into a new home. So they're moving in and all that. The youngest, obviously it's an ET ripoff. So
it's Elliot.
The youngest guy he's in a wheelchair.
How awesome is that though? Putting your main kid character in a wheelchair.
It was very weird. It was a very weird choice. For one reason, they never explain why he's in a wheelchair.
Because it's the 80s.
It's the 80s. And for the second reason is that the actor, Jade, I think his name is like Jade Calderon, was
paralyzed.
Was actually in a wheelchair.
Okay. I feel like a dick now.
No, the kid, Jade Caligari, was actually in a wheelchair. And he is perhaps the worst fucking kid actor I've ever seen.
No, I agree. I disagree with you completely there because you're forgetting about the little girl neighbor.
She was a close second. Yes.
Yeah.
But are we forgetting about Jake Lloyd?
No, he's worse than fucking Jake Lloyd, dude.
Nah.
Jake Lloyd.
Nah.
This kid delivers every line the same.
No, he's better than. Are you an angel? Working. Fuck you.
Are you an angel? It's a pretty bad line. I gotta agree.
Jake Lloyd.
But this kid, every line is, but I don't want to go. But he's in it. But I gotta help him. Did you see this kid? Oh my god! Like, oh my god! I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah. He's an ass. He's
Holy
an ass.
crap! Is this kid? Now, props to them for putting a wheelchair kid in the movie as the main character.
But then they make him such a kiss-ass little dickhead that you just want him to get run over or something.
Like the bit when he's going down the hill and he can't control the wheelchair.
That was awesome.
And
that was horrible.
You see that gap in the fence. You see it coming a mile off, and you just think, God, I hope he goes there. I hope he goes there. I want to see him go over that cliff.
One of the notes I got later on is when he goes off the cliff into the water. I was actually genuinely.
How about there's a great
pissing
bit
myself laughing at that point
in the IMDb trivia page about the mother who's like, she's like, I'm starting a new. Where is it? She's starting a new job.
Yeah.
This woman hasn't worked in 10 years. But they can afford this huge house, and she's starting a new job tomorrow. Like, how does that work?
And also, she's an awful human being.
A crippled kid for doing shit.
The 80s, so you know what? They could get away with anything back then, couldn't they?
Really could.
But yeah,
I'm sorry, Anthony. This takes you kind of out of the podcast because you're like 15.
You're a goddamn millennial, aren't you?
This movie came out. He was. I don't think you were alive. Were you alive?
I was not even a year. I was probably like a couple months.
That's cool though. That's cool.
Yeah. No. This is. He's got to watch John Hughes.
No. Keep going. I
enjoyed this.
I'm literally. You're narrating what I'm seeing in front of me.
Are you going to watch this later though?
No.
He's absolutely not.
Absolutely fucking not.
I'm seeing a kid in front of a teepee and a kid in a wheelchair. What am I watching right now?
You know what it is though?
I'm getting in touch with my spiritual. Fuck off.
Come on, Conor McCloud, keep going.
So they move into the house. Obviously, the little alien fella's there. Bunch of weird stuff starts happening. There's little footprints all over the place, and stuff starts getting thrown about and all that kind of thing.
Those are Reese's Pieces left around.
And you know what?
No, that Reese's Pieces. They can't use that. That would be a fucking breach of contract right there. You'll get sued. We'll get into the parallels of what they used instead.
M&M's?
No, it wasn't even M&M.
Begins
what they
with
used
an M.
instead, what he said in this part of this movie,
I was yawning.
He sets a trap of cups full of Coca-Cola and straws as a trail instead of Reese's Pieces.
Because Coke is awesome.
Dude, Coke and McDonald's paid for this movie.
You know what? By the end of it, I did want a Coke. So.
I did as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. No, this is good.
But yeah, so a bunch of weird stuff happens and all that. But you know what? You've just moved into a new house and shit starts going down and you hear those bumps and you see footprints on the fucking floor and all that. I just kind of thought, no, you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
That's some paranormal activity
That's
shit.
some paranormal activity shit.
So these creatures have electricity power. He touches like a radio RC car and it goes off. He touches like a TV and it turns on without being plugged in. And the little kid's like, what's going on? This thing's not plugged in. Like, he delivers every line the same fucking way. It's so annoying.
Yeah, and then at the end of every sentence, he goes, I want a McDonald's.
Yeah, that's one of the scenes later on. Oh, we'll talk about that later. Yeah. So then we meet the little girl neighbor and her
she's a tit.
Her fucking big-assed hair sister. And,
it's so 80s. It's great.
It's very... Yeah.
Oh, it's unapologetically 80s, which I'm a big fan of.
So yeah, that all that shit's going on, and then the little Mac fella does his weird hand thing and starts whistling. We cut to the aliens walking in the desert, and the mother kind of turns round, kind of all of a sudden, and just kind of, you know, the bit in Home Alone where she goes, Kevin!
Yeah.
It just kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
Wait, the alien? You're talking about the alien mother?
Yeah, when she's all of a sudden turns around and then... Yeah.
Can I tell you one thing? The way these fucking guys move creep the shit out of me. I do not like the way they move.
It's like some bullshit.
Their shifty head, straddling, walking. Oh my! It really bothered me. I did not like that at all.
They walk kind of like 8 foot tall fat people. Is kind of how they walk.
Yeah, they're waddling for no reason.
Yeah.
And his head, and he's shifting his shoulders, and his head is going. I was like, no, why are you moving like that? Stop that.
But Mac can run.
Well, the great thing about Mac is you see him in 2 shots. You see him shot waist up, where he's kind of running, and then you see just his bottom of his feet behind things where he's running. You never see him full running in a one
it's
shot.
Sort of like when you watch Child's Play.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want you to know, Chris, you'll never be able to get through this movie review with Imran here.
Oh, you have no idea.
People interrupt the shit out of you.
You have no idea
time.
what went through my head while I was watching this movie. It was just some incredible shit, dude.
I would love to have been in your head during this movie.
No, you don't want to be in this guy's head.
I think sometimes, like, going by this podcast so far, I feel like I'm sometimes in his head.
Welcome to my head. All right, no, let's get to the cliff scene.
Welcome to my head. Crack on.
Shortly after that, so the alien Mac starts basically fucking tearing up their house. It does the drills and still saws and all that kind of thing.
I felt like he was making his own environment.
See, it's Imran.
His home. He rebuilt his homeworld in their house.
No, he was just being a little bastard. Who does that? That's just rude.
I thought he was fixing the house.
And then the mother comes out
takes a still saw to their fucking door and is drilling through the walls and all that.
Yeah, he cut out a hole in the door, and then the mother wakes up and she blames it on the handicapped kid. She thinks the handicapped kid did it.
Exactly. That's
what the fuck is wrong with you? The kid's in a wheelchair. How can you think he did this?
If you're going to blame anyone.
But you know what? The thing is, your little handicapped kid is a sort of nice little pain in the ass kid. You know, I love you so much, Mum, and all that kind of shit. Yeah. Why would you then just automatically assume that he's the one that's been drilling shit out of your house and taking a still saw to your door and all that? Why would you fucking do that?
Because he's handicapped.
Because he's handicapped.
It's so cruel.
I would totally blame him first as well.
Well, you're an asshole.
Well, we've established that. Yeah. So
if he had started doing that all of a sudden, then it's kind of, you know, we need to talk about Kevin, sort of.
Or Ezra Miller type shit.
Yeah. So then we get to the cliff scene, Imran.
Oh, this is the best fucking scene ever.
This is the best scene ever.
I'm going to play this for Anthony. It's playing right now. So, okay, hold on. Shit. Oh, I just got to it. Here's the thing. They mentioned right before, they're like, this alien ran out the back and he went down the hill. The little girl next door is telling him. And he's like, oh, okay, he's going to investigate. First of all, the kid knows that it's a fucking steep incline. Why are you rolling your wheelchair to the edge of a hill? And then eventually he starts rolling down this hill. Here's the thing, though. He somehow found the smoothest path down this hill. There's no bumps. It's just perfectly like it's on tracks. Like he finds the smoothest path down this hill. And the most shocking thing is apparently he is strapped to this wheelchair. Glued to this fucking wheelchair because he goes off the cliff, and here you're gonna see it now. It's clearly a dummy strapped to a wheelchair.
So awesome.
It's not a dummy. It's the kid.
Okay, here you go, Anthony. Hold on, right here. Look, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, at no point does any of the bumps in the hill or the fall disengage him from being on the wheelchair. The next thing that happens is Max sees this. He goes, jumps in, he pushes him out. He's still in the wheelchair. He pushes him out on his wheels. The kid was super glued to this fucking wheelchair. I don't understand what's going on.
I have 4 words for you. Why are you yelling?
Because I'm just perplexed at these decisions these movie makers have made at this point in the movie.
Chris, continue. Or he yells my ear off and breaks.
So
is this the first page and you're not even halfway done?
No, I've got 3 pages on the floor.
How is he still with the wheelchair?
I just want you to know again, you will never get through all those pages.
You're not getting through this movie.
Imran is gonna
fucking
interrupt
movie
you
is
every
perplexing.
goddamn time.
But what happens after that is even worse, because after the little wheelchair fella rolls off the cliff even. Yep, shut up. The mother thinks he does it on purpose.
She thinks he tried to kill himself.
Because you would.
No, you wouldn't.
If I had a little crippled kid, I would expect that he did it on purpose.
Doesn't make any sense. It's like the AJ moment in Sopranos, only a lot worse.
Again, where you're rooting for the water.
You fucker.
Rooting for the water.
That was in my top 3, you fucker.
However, and also there's a lot of heavy-handed moments like this one I'm watching where we know these kids are from Illinois. He's wearing a Chicago Cubs hat and a Bears sweatshirt all the time. We get it. You're from Chicago. We get it.
There is a really good Illinois line later on in the movie.
I've been to that in Home Alone where he buys the toothpaste. I've been to that drugstore. It was cool.
You know, the Breakfast Club set in Sherman, Illinois.
Yeah, that was I think that was Maine West, which is a high school out here.
Maine West,
and they built
I went to Maine East.
They built a library in the gym of Maine West.
Yes.
Does that mean, Anthony, that you never met Emilio Estevez?
I have never met Emilio Estevez.
You've never taped anyone's bums together.
Oh wow, that's a reference and a half.
So
can we at least turn the page here?
So then the little wheelchair fella is now trying to catch the alien. He's laying out Coca-Cola traps around the house, as you do. And then I just kind of thought maybe if it drunk enough of Coke, it might dissolve him, sort of thing.
It should have, but apparently Coke saves these people. Saves this race of aliens. Coca-Cola is what saved him. Here's the thing that I noticed for a movie.
Holy fuck, Imran!
For a movie called Mac and Me, the fucking kid doesn't meet the alien until 45 minutes into the fucking movie. They could have sped that whole shit up a little bit.
It's like Alien. You don't ever see the alien.
No, but in
E.T.,
in E.T., they did not waste this much time. 45 minutes until the kid figures out, there's a fucking alien in my house. Really?
Imran sabotaged your show. I'm sorry, guys.
He has totally sabotaged it.
So they track down the alien and suck the little fucker into a Hoover, and then basically a bunch of paranormal activity stuff starts to happen.
Yeah.
The little lassie gets dragged along the hall and all that kind of thing. It basically turns into a horror movie.
Yeah,
a little bit, a little bit.
Without Reese's Pieces.
So the alien comes out of the Hoover and they give it some Coke.
As you would,
yeah.
Not cocaine, but
Not
Coca-Cola.
Cocaine, Coca-Cola.
Fucking Coca-Cola.
Because they're all about the Coca-Cola.
This movie's all about Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, McDonald's paid for this movie.
Oh, definitely.
And then the little girl says, "This must be what their natural drink is."
I forgot about that.
Up on fucking Mars.
Oh my god.
Just fucking skip through, man.
Yeah, whatever. Right, okay.
I'm already done with this movie.
So then you fucking recommended it.
You know what it is though? I recommended this movie thinking, right, Imran's gonna hate this movie, Chris is gonna hate this movie, and everybody fucking seems to love this movie. This movie is a terrible, terrible fucking movie.
Yes.
Well, you know what? Fuck you. This is for Biodome, cocksucker.
He made him watch Biodome.
You know what it is though? The other option to this
is RugBoy having a wank.
No, I don't know what he's. Oh yeah, he is. He's pulling a douche. Ruggs, cut that out. That's not polite.
Literally, the other option to this movie, I said to Imran, there was 2 movies I was flip-flopping on. The other movie was a movie called Jury Duty.
Oh.
Which also has Pauly Shore in it.
Yes, that's a good one. That's a good bad one.
And I'm feeling I should have went with that one because it might have killed you.
Yeah. So then there are a bunch of other scenes, and then there's kind of another.
I love how he's straight back on point.
Well, it would have been if you hadn't fucking interrupted.
Fuck's sake. Right.
So there's
Get Get to the McDonald's bit when they're
Shut
dancing.
up.
Oh, man.
So there's another Back to the Future ripoff where the little alien is in a sort of half a car being chased by a bunch of dogs.
It's a little go-kart.
There's a fucking awesome 80s montage bit.
Because you need an 80s montage.
You do need an 80s montage.
Wait, which one? There was several that made no sense.
The mother and the wheelchair fella are running along, and Mac is
what the fuck was that?
Fucked in the tree and stuff.
That's just stupid. Let's crack on.
What was the point of any of that? One point, it's a montage of them. The kid's rolling down the street. She's jogging, and like,
why are there dogs running around?
Well, it was a rip-off of Back to the Future, so it was just a bunch of Biff Tannen dogs.
Well, he gets in a go-kart, and the dogs are chasing him, and he like kind of drives by them, and it doesn't make any sense at all.
I haven't even seen this movie, and I'm done with it.
Yeah,
I was done with it I honestly thought this was going to be funny as fuck, and it totally backfired.
So it's not even like bad funny; it's just bad.
No, it's just bad, but people seem to like it.
I liked it. So the alien's all sort of sick and depressed and stuff like that, and the little girl goes, she gives him another Coke.
Coke and a smile.
Saying, I wonder why he's all sick and depressed.
Because he's on the Coke.
Because you've been fucking giving him Coke for the last week, you stupid little bitch. You try drinking Coke non-stop for a week and see what happens.
The fucking alien needs vitamins and protein and nutrients, not fucking Coca-Cola. What are you doing?
Oh man, I love Coca-Cola.
So then we get to the line that I was on about before. Put the alien inside a teddy bear to take him to the birthday party. And the line is, he's kind of old for a teddy bear, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, he's from Illinois.
Talking about the kid. So this is another E.T. ripoff. Whereas in E.T., they dressed him up as a ghost. Remember?
Right.
They put him in this horrible teddy bear outfit with the eyes cut out, and it's so fucking creepy looking. Like, it doesn't make sense. They're picking the kid up. Nobody notices that there's like a person in there, and they go to this birthday party in McDonald's. And this is a great snapshot of the 80s because this was happening everywhere. I remember they pull up to the McDonald's, and there's like a breakdance fucking party going on in the parking lot. There's like little kids. There's hip hop. That I remember that happening every 10 minutes in the 80s when I was a kid. This right here. Look, everyone is color coded. They're all matched.
There was American football players dancing. In McDonald's.
Oh yeah. Wait till we get
that was the photo I shared on Facebook early on. The 80s dancing. Yes.
This doesn't make any sense. From like it's like about an hour. This whole McDonald's scene is it's one big McDonald's commercial. Like, I don't understand. Like, is this how they sold their birthday packages?
Yeah.
Like, if you bought a birthday package, you have a bunch of football players and McDonald's staff dancing for you? Is that what happened?
You know, when Clerks 2 came out, I kept wondering why the fuck Kevin Smith threw that dance number outside of movies. And when I watched this movie today, I'm like, that's where he got it from.
Oh, shit, that might be true because there's a whole dance scene for no reason here.
Oh, it's some seriously choreographed shit like
No. I don't think it's for no reason. I think it's for a very particular reason. I think it's
sell McDonald's birthday parties.
It's just awesome. Yeah. Like, it made me want to go to McDonald's.
McDonald
come to McDonald's and you will be truly happy.
In the credits, Ronald McDonald is credited as himself.
Yes, he is. I did notice that. Yeah.
Look, the teddy bear alien is dancing. How the fuck does this alien know these dance moves?
Because he's awesome.
Jesus Christ.
Look, he knows all the dance moves, and I don't get it.
This movie elicits extreme reactions.
Oh, what? Meanwhile, the government is chasing them, and they show up with like a cage, and they can't catch a fucking kid. They're running after a kid in a wheelchair, and they can't catch him for some reason. They just can't catch.
You guys wanted Imran ranting. You got it.
Is that when they do the unbelievable sweep when they open the door and he gets the alien? Which is totally buyable. But then he picks up a whole fucking wheelchair with a crippled kid in it.
Oh, that's a great
time. And pulls it into the fucking van.
But what you've forgotten about there is the next bloody Back to the Future ripoff.
Oh God, it's all Back to the Future.
Is he's in the wheelchair and he grabs a hold of the fucking back of the van, and
he takes off.
You may as well have the Power of Love playing.
I will give this movie credit for going someplace different because when I saw the scene with the kid on the wheelchair, I was like, oh, the alien is gonna make the kid fly over a ditch like E.T.
In front of the
I was expecting that. Yeah.
Right? I thought that instead he like rolls into a Sears and tries to hide. We have a Sears still down the street from us. Like, it's the last one in the country that's still open. It's just down the street here.
So we're coming towards the end of the movie now. We are, honestly.
Can we skip a few of your pages?
No, shut up. So they're on the run with the alien now, and then they have the next bit of product placement is the kids are in the back with the alien, and they go, let's see if he likes this. And then there's the biggest, slowest packet of Skittles ever comes towards the alien.
I went with the Skittles.
I thought you were going to say Pepsi there.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to give him the Pepsi challenge.
You know, the people who made this are just monsters.
At the end of the day, did you ever see that movie, the one with George Clooney, The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, where halfway through the movie loses its budget, so they start product placement everything. They're talking about Domino's Pizza, they're talking about Pepsi, they're talking about Honey Puffs, they're talking about everything like that. Mac and me done that, just not subtle.
No, not subtle at
Definitely
all.
wasn't subtle. We get to where the alien's family is. They're kind of in a cave now.
Yeah, the kid was crying when we got to that bit.
That is fucked up.
Yeah.
That is some fucked up shit. The aliens are basically, they're half dead.
They look like they're dead. Yeah.
It's like something off the X-Files.
Yes.
I wrote down the unopened file, which is when they had like the flashback to
Rugsy will get that.
It was like in the carriage when they were putting the smoke in, all sort of Holocausty and stuff. Seen on the X-Files? No,
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, so
everybody, guess what saves the aliens? Guess what
saves the aliens, Kev?
Can anyone guess what'll bring
Skittles.
extraterrestrial beings back to life?
I got it.
What do you think?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. It's okay. They're not dead, despite them being all limp and shit. They're not dead.
Because Coca-Cola.
This is really over the top in its
Coca-Cola saves the alien race.
Bullshit. Really?
Oh,
yes. My God.
Oh, come on, Rugsy. If anything's going to save an alien race, it's going to be Coca-Cola.
Of course it's going to be Coca-Cola.
Wow.
I sometimes think there was like a deleted scene in Independence Day, when he throws that like thing into it and it's like sayonara, all that bullshit, and the alien goes, fuck you, I've got Coca-Cola.
This is the most astounding shit I've ever seen. They're feeding aliens Coca-Cola. They pop back right to life like nothing goes wrong. Thanks.
Wow.
Yeah.
This one alien kind of looks like Gandhi.
Dude, yeah, he does. They're all...
the courtroom.
Not fucking yet. Calm down.
Okay. I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself.
So they rescue the aliens. They go into a store where the aliens try and, pinch some coke.
Yeah, and I forgot about this.
So basically the people in the store freak the fuck out. They don't mention aliens. They just basically go, they're ugly, shoot them.
Yeah, they're like, who are these freaks in here?
Yeah, that's why they call the police, is because they're ugly and they're trying to buy coke, and you can't have that.
Can't sell coke to ugly people.
You can't have that.
Really, the message is if you're an uggo,
an uggo.
That's the message of this movie.
So then they kind of blow up the aliens, really. The little kid gets killed.
Okay, wait, you're going over a huge part of this. We have to describe the scene. Here's the standoff, because none of this makes fucking any sense, right? So the aliens are there. The cops are kind of letting them walk by. They walk by them. For some reason, the alien has a gun. They go over to this gas station.
Yeah, why does the fucking alien have a gun?
He just took it from the other security guard. But they walk past them. Okay, they walk past them, and they go stand by a gas station. At this point, it's still a standoff. The kid in the wheelchair is like, no, I can save them. He starts rolling towards them. At which point, one of the aliens accidentally shoots. At which point, the police force thinks it's okay to shoot at a kid in a wheelchair that's heading towards a gas station. Because what happens? The fucking gas station blows up and the kid's there and the kid is seemingly dead. Why the fuck are you shooting at a kid in a wheelchair?
But then the kid's dead, and then we get a close-up of the fire, and the aliens
this is the funniest, also funniest thing, yes. It's very Terminator. It's a really bad Terminator for a second. But what's even funnier, you see them for a second, kind of behind the fire. It cuts back to the kid. It cuts back to that shot, and they're just standing in front of the kid now. Like, they just you don't see them walk through the fire, because, of course, they didn't have the money for that. They, jump 20 feet forward, and they're just, right there.
Side note, at this point, my daughter was crying.
Oh, no.
You know what? I was half crying.
Like, she was like, she came home at the McDonald's bit, and she asked me why everybody was dancing in McDonald's, and I says, because that's in the 80s, that's how they did it in McDonald's. Because you got to keep the dream alive
when it wasn't evil and stuff.
And then when the Crippy boy died, she had tears, like literally tears, and I had to say to her, Ruby, like, he's not dead. And she was like, she looked at me, straight in the fucking eye and said, "It's a movie, Dad. I know that."
Oh, nice. So is the kid dead at the end of
this? No, the aliens bring him back.
The aliens get some coke and finger his mouth and stuff.
Yeah, they kind of finger blast his mouth.
That's usually what wakes me up.
Ruggsy's awake. You mentioned fingering somebody's mouth, and Ruggsy's awake.
They do like the stiff as a feather, light as a board bit with the kid, and he
the
I like
craft
that.
reference,
Call
nice.
out.
Yeah, he like floats up and then he wakes up.
It looks like they're playing like a Ouija board.
That's it's like those old like parlor tricks.
And then they go.
Wait, okay. Can I mention that at one point this alien, for somehow, even these people are aliens, but they know that when they see something impressive, they're supposed to go. Somehow they know that because that's what the alien does. He sees something impressive and he whistles the impressive sound on this planet.
That was the crappiest whistle I've ever heard.
It was really bad. My mom was.
You've never heard me whistle either.
I think your mouth is really dry because you've been just talking.
Yeah, you've kind of derailed our like.
I think we've broken Jock and Nerd. They're arguing it like a couple of little bitches right now.
They are now officially us.
We have been indoctrinated. Yes.
No, this is just what happens.
The movie ends with a court scene where they're being sworn in as American citizens.
Oh, fuck off.
As you do.
Oh, that annoys me.
Look at the alien in the suit.
Yep.
Anthony's in. He's in.
You know what? The dad alien is dressed like Don Draper.
He's got a pimp suit on.
and the mother's got like proper Pat Butcher
earrings. Why are they dressed like in the 50s?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're dressed like old 50s. But okay, first of all, hold on. If you discovered an alien species that could bring people back to life, you're going to fucking cut them up and examine them and take them apart right away. There's no way that... Why are they becoming American citizens?
Because that's the way
Maybe
it
that's
is.
the same reason.
And then they learned how to drive.
Like, people can resurrect people. Let's get them on board.
At some point, the father alien learned how to drive in a pink Cadillac and learned the rules of the road.
And then we get the biggest ever, you're never going to believe this.
They can drive a ship. They can drive a car.
So, Anthony, hold on. I'm going to show that we're coming up to the biggest. Just bear with us, Anthony. This is the best part of the movie.
If I've been so long, I might as well stick around.
Here we go, right there.
Oh, we'll be back. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They thought they were going to make a sequel.
Oh, they were thinking franchise.
Oh, I think franchise won the orphan.
We've got Coca-Cola, we've got McDonald's, we've got fucking Skittles. We are doing 6 movies here.
All the way to 8, baby.
Fuck E.T. and your Spielberg. We are doing 6 movies.
Fuck your phone home. I got Mac in me.
To be fair though, if you're gonna make a sequel, it's not gonna be E.T. It's gonna be Mac and Me.
Jesus Christ.
If I'm honest.
So what did everybody think of Mac and Me then?
Thank you for making me watch this movie, because when this movie came out, I was 12. I remember it coming out, but I never watched it. And I think it's interesting if it actually holds for kids that age who watched it when they were younger, if they think...
I'm actually quite upset that you made him watch this movie, because I've had to sit through this now with Imran just blabbering on and on about Mac.
But the thing is... The thing is,
45 minutes of my life.
Would you rather watch that movie just by yourself or with Imran's like hyper fucking awesomeness?
I would actually quite have liked to have watched it with Imran, to be honest.
It would have been like a bad trip.
Yeah, right.
I've watched movies with Imran.
Except you get half an hour and you go, shut the fuck up, man.
Rugsy.
Yeah, how is it like watching movies with Imran, Rugby?
Yeah, Rugsy, what's it like?
It can be fun. It can be fun.
It can be an experience.
You can't go to the theater and watch a movie with Imran. You can watch something that you've already watched with Imran. That's the fun part.
Is Imran like that guy? It's holy shit!
I do. I find myself yelling at the television a lot for some reason. I don't know why how that happens.
Oh man, this.
There's a lot of oh my god!
Like, what the fuck is going on here? But it was a really fun experience, and I'm glad I got to experience Mac and Me. It was awesome.
Oh my god! Like that during that whole thing, I was like, I didn't watch this movie. I got nothing to say here, and I had to take a piss.
Rugsy, it's all good, mate.
We dropped this on.
But I hung in there. I hung in here.
It's just nice to have you there, Rugsy, to be fair. It was either this movie or Jury Duty with Pauly Shore. I had that, but I couldn't put another Pauly Shore on you.
No.
And the other one, you know how I said that you had to pay for it?
Yeah, what was that one?
It was Cool as Ice.
Oh, fuck. That's a good one. The Vanilla Ice movie.
I may have seen that.
Oh, shit.
I think that might have broken a few...
I'll be down to do that one. I like your idea of bad movie commentary, fan commentary. I think we should do that. That would be fun.
It's something we've been kicking around for a while. We want to do but we want to do that for YouTube where you get to watch the movie, but instead of like a director's commentary, you get us talking over it. But if you guys was up for that...
Oh, that could be really cool.
That could be fun.
I'll
be down.
We were up for that a wee while back, but... Did we not try it with the Phantom Menace and then it really went fucking Pete Tong?
Well, probably Jar Jar came on the screen and you just started dropping the C-bomb everywhere. So.
you can't be having the C-bomb too often. But when Jar Jar comes on, the C-bomb is apparent.
Yeah, you can't help yourself. It's like,
for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It's a bit worse than that, Rugsy, but yeah.
Oh man, are there going to be bones of him in the new movie? That's what
I hope so.
That'd be great.
That is a thing that I've read about, that he's going to have killed off Jar Jar.
Man, just one frame. Just put one frame in there with a couple of frames with the bones.
I want to see him in Carbonite.
Yeah, like the game.
I don't want to see him at all.
Yeah.
Well done, Ruggs.
Or that.
So we're gonna wrap up.
That has been episode 20, and this has been the best fun I've had in a year recording this.
You know what? You guys have done like 1 million episodes. We've done 20. All honesty, this has been a fucking blast.
I agree.
Awesome.
I agree. Even though we've done 50 episods, this is like one of the most fun things I've done in a while, dude.
Normally it's hell for me to record for 5 hours with Imran, but
I can imagine.
But this has actually been really fun.
Right? How much fun was this?
This has been like just guys broing out about geek shit, and it's pretty.
Ruggs, what'd you think about all this experience?
It was a long time coming. I'm glad that it actually happened. I'm glad to meet these guys, Kevin and Chris. They seem to be cool dudes, and I would like to get drunk with them.
Yes, we did it. Yeah. We kind of got drunk now with them.
You know what, Ruggsy?
I'm not drunk. I ran out of sight.
Oh, sad.
You know what, Ruggsy? Like, I've literally, like, this whole week I've been saying to Chris, if they bring RugBoy on, I'm just going to wet my pants. I'm going to wet my pants. And then Imran...
And you were close a few times tonight.
I was close. And then Imran said, we're going to set the call away. I don't know if he's going to answer. And then you came on.
I'm so glad I did that, and if I didn't do that, I would have felt like a fucking piece of shit right now. So I trust my instincts.
To be fair, though, Imran, I would have made you feel like a piece of shit.
I would have deserved it. And
I actually wanted to come on. So.
Yes, Ruggs did. He wanted to meet you guys.
That's awesome.
He loves you guys.
That's awesome. So this has been the 365 Flicks, episode 20. I've had a few drinks. Leave me alone. And the Jock And Nerd are awesome. Where you guys done us a shout out? We kind of done at the start. Where can we find you? Just wrap it up nice and quick.
Just check out jockandnerd.com is our main home for all the Empire of Stupidity, all the geekery. And we're also on
we're on all the all the podcast
iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Player FM.
I can't get a word in with this guy.
Where else, Anthony? You go now.
iTunes,
the thing
Stitcher,
is,
SoundCloud.
Yeah. Where else?
TuneIn Radio.
No, like Twitter.
Spreecast. Oh, Twitter. Where else? You can email us at show@Jock And Nerd, Twitter, Jock And Nerd Cast, Facebook, all that shit, social media.
Don't forget your speak pipe.
Check out the
speak pipe. I don't like plugging the speak pipe because everyone keeps plugging it and no one ever sends us audio comments.
We've gotten 5 messages.
I did.
Yeah, RugBoy did. I think I've gotten 5 total speak pipe messages, but I'm going to still keep
I did
plugging.
one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
see?
Yeah.
These guys use
You know what? As soon as we press the stop button on the record, I'm going to send a speak pipe. I'm going to say, fucking awesome show, guys.
Oh, that'll be nice. See, it'll be on the next show.
I cannot thank you enough for just coming on and just having a bit of crack with us. 6 months in the making. I've loved listening to every episode. You guys have just, as far as my podcast listening goes, you guys have kept me going. Like, you're awesome. That's
Thanks,
you know,
man.
that's all I want to say.
That's great news.
Seconded, absolutely, definitely, yeah.
Thank you, and thank you guys for listening. Thank you for coming on our show. This has been like you said, it's like meeting pen pals. I don't even know if kids know what pen pals are anymore. That was like a thing in the past. I don't even know.
I
if
think
people
like
do pen pals.
the Today thing, Anthony might know, but the Today thing is like exchange students.
Yeah, they do. I mean, exchange students. Yeah, we have that.
So like
I don't know if it's a Today thing. I think it's been around.
No,
for a
it's
little
been around for a while, Kev.
Yeah, exchange has been around.
They had that when I was in school, but who wants to go to a fucking French guy's house?
How much?
That's a good point.
How much are British students in exchange for American students? Like, what is the changeover?
I can't imagine it being very big because Brits don't like Americans.
They don't want to come over.
Well, we might try and colonize you again. So.
Shit! See, I was going to reference them as our colonial cousins.
The red capes are coming. The red capes.
Oosh!
Listen, thank you. I mean, again, we can't thank you guys for listening, for doing this. We should do more of these. I hope this isn't the last one.
Yeah, this isn't the last one. This is we're going to have to do this again very soon.
Honestly, the most fun I've had podcasting in a long time. Both of our shows. It's just been fantastic. You guys are awesome. We love you guys.
I do think,
and we enjoy listening to your show too. So even though you've been gushing about our show, your show is the tits. And,
it's the tits.
And that's a saying in America.
And we like listening to your shit too. So keep it up, man.
Good man. Thank you.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Thanks for making a show that is a lot like breasts.
And
just to add to what Anthony said.
You know what, RugBoy? Just having you here, I think elevates our show to grade A status.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can actually hear my balls drop as I said that.
Kev is actually welling up. Yeah, it's actually welling up right now. So we will.
He has a tear in his eye.
Oh my god! I want you coming. Honestly, guys, anytime we will fucking jump on and we'll do this again.
Awesome.
Right on.
All right, we're gonna hold you to it.
You are now leading the world of Musings of a Geek Podcast Network. Stay geeky, my friends.